Hello and welcome, race fans, to another wonderful Friday night race here with the Numb Thumbs Racing League Arca series here, and we are in the middle of the desert in Phoenix. And man, this very tricky track, not quite a quad oval, not quite a tri-oval, not quite an anything here, as these drivers take on this challenging thing for 180 laps, a total of 180 miles, and boy oh boy is this one gonna be a good one. As always, we like to get things kicked off with the national anthem, but first, for those of you guys heading out there, living in that kind of tornado zone going on right now, just follow the heeds and the warnings, take cover if need be. You can always keep us on that cell phone of yours here on YouTube, and keep yourself safe, because we want to see you guys back here time and time again. And without further ado, let's head on down there to the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And welcome back. As always, these races wouldn't be possible without some great supports from some great sponsors like JP Designs and 3D Prints. Go ahead and get yourself a fancy button box, a fancy paint scheme, and he can even do some 3D printing for y'all down there. So be sure to hit him up for stepping into that primary sponsor role, as well as Davidson Builders, the premier custom builders up there in that northern New Jersey area. Whether you're looking to remodel or just put an extension on the house, do whatever, man, reach on out to Davidson Builders, as they do a great job there, as well as Admin Box here this season, as well as they do some of the best button boxes for race control admins, and even a little bit more. So be sure to order your admin box here today. We also have some great support from Track Bar Media, some fantastic photography and video edits of real life and sim racing here, all available to you. So reach out to them if you want to maybe make a little custom kind of picture slide here of some vehicles that you're driving. And definitely be sure to hit them up for their great support, as well as SimGearCentral.com. Order a fancy button box from them that have buttons, dials, knobs, switches. They even got like a red one that you flip, like when you're trying to launch missiles from, like an F-18. You can do
covered switches.
Yeah, yes. You can do it all. So be sure to order it from them here today, and mention that Numb Thumbs Racing League sent you on over there, and you can get 10% off your next order. Speaking of orders, get your next order of merchandise from TrackDogsRacing.com, as they do everything from shirts, t-shirts, hats, mugs, tumblers, anything you can possibly think of. Even stickers you can throw on your car if you want to drive around and just do a little self-advertising for one of your favorite leagues that you see here. Reach on out there to TrackDogsRacing.com and buy your next round of merch here today. As always, I am Alan Brown, and I am joined by two of my best friends, one of which is up here in the booth with me, and that's Mr. Alan English, who's trying to crack open a beer or something, and or was that the
I was opening a bottle of medicine for my wife. She couldn't get the top off.
That's yeah. I was gonna say it was the spaghetti or pickle jar or something like that. You know how they're always asking. But Alan, we're here at Phoenix, and Phoenix usually tends to lead to some very interesting races that we've seen kind of over the past couple years.
It has, and here's the thing with this league, the Arca League, they try to keep the cost down for these drivers, so they're racing the Legacy version of this track, which doesn't have that infield, that apron, concrete apron or pavement apron there in the dog leg. It's grass still. This goes back in time, what, 07, something like that. I think it was right before they redid it. But the drivers do not have the option to go down on that apron like they do today. It's just grass down there. So it does tighten up right there in that dog leg. They're going to have to kind of be careful there, running side by side as it tightens up there. Just an amazing track overall, just because of its uniqueness, you know. So this place is like no other, and I can't wait to see these guys tackle this goofy shaped 1 mile track.
Absolutely. As down there on pit road, we got Mr. Adam Turner bringing all the hammer banging action from down there. Adam, tricky track here at Phoenix. I expect maybe we're going to see a little bit of some of that damage start to rear its head here, with people maybe drifting out of these corners and snagging that outside wall.
You guys got to get aggressive. It's Phoenix. Really cool track. I like the dog leg one better, but hey, it's a super cool track. It's like English was saying, it's strange. It's kind of oddly shaped for a mile track. 2 fast repairs, 70% fuel, 5 sets of tires, 25x DQ. You're going to be DQ'd, 25 incident points. Man, last time I looked, it was super hot on the track, 125. So it's going to be a little slippery, man. This is going to be door banging action, I think.
Indeed. As we take a look at tonight's race info, nice bright sunny skies, but that's going to make this hot track even hotter here as these guys try to make their way around it. But either way, you can kind of look interesting. It's kind of like a reverse design, where normally we see that start finish line there, kind of where a tri-oval would be. Well, that kind of weird tri-oval little section is over on the other side of the track. So these guys have a very interesting task underway here as we take a look at that race, key to the race. And it's, man, you got to maximize the corners, man. You can really win or lose it here in these turns. I can't tell you how many times we've seen people have 5-10 seconds leads just running away from traffic here, and then just make one mistake and get those rear tires loose, and they end up spinning out of turn number 1.
Yeah, use the corners to your advantage in that, you know, run a line where, you know, your steering input is not super aggressive. You know, they do have 5 sets of tires total, but they're going to use them up. They're going to use all of them up. I mean, this track is just that abrasive. So they are going to have to manage tires by, you know, maximizing their momentum through the turns and just finding a line where they don't really have to put any abuse on that right front tire. At least, you know, not as save as much of that tire as you possibly.
Saving, Tim Pope is the guy that knows how to save tires. We'll see if he can get it done tonight. He put in a pretty good qualifying time. So I always look for the 728. He knows what he's doing out here on the track like this.
That indeed, as qualifying is underway here, just waiting for things to kind of finish on up. A few drivers not taken to the track quite yet, but that's okay. They'll start from the back and try to move their way on forward here as this session ends, and we get ready to start looking forward to tonight's starting grid. And of course, all action replays, once when we start seeing yellow flags and any of that stuff come out, those are going to be brought to you by Country Through the Ages. If you're very interested in the kind of history of where country music came from and to where it is here today, be sure to go ahead and look at their website. As they've got like a whole bunch of like audiographies, or I think they're what they're called, and you can kind of see how things progressed through the land of time here. So be sure to go and support them by giving them some clicks, as they have supported the guys here at the Numb Thumbs Racing League. And with that, we're starting to grid on up here down behind the pace car. So let's go ahead and tell everyone where their driver is starting here tonight. 315 of Zach Millett is going to be starting out in front on pole position. The 5 of Nicholas Coate is going to be starting on his outside in second. The 99 of John the Boss Ross, who we may have or may not have broadcaster cursed him here on Sunday night, but he's looking pretty strong here. Going to be starting in third, with the 1 of Bogus Derek Welsh starting in fourth. In fifth, we're going to have the 15 of Vince Short, with the 728 of Timothy Pope on his outside there in sixth. Seventh, we have the 72 of Carson Conway, and the 97 of Toby Blakesley starting in eighth. In ninth, we have the 60 of Brian Neff, with the 69 of Larry Dickerson making his second start here in the Numb Thumbs Racing League. Yeah, he's going to be running out tonight, starting top 10.
The 751 of Mike Adamson and the 13 of Chris Klein are going to make up row number 6. Row number 7 is going to be America's Driver, the 747 of Albert Anderson, with Jeff Ottinger in the 76 machine on his outside. Row number 8 is going to be Thomas Welch in the 11 and 00 Joe Bennett there on the outside. Row number 9 is going to be the 70 of Robert Amaral and the 73 of Josh Kelleher. And let's see, rounding out your top 20, row number 10 here, the 84 of Josh Bittner of TrackDogsRacing.com and the 19 of Cole Larson.
3. Cody Bickler, start 21st. 88, Alex Brott, 22nd. 53, James Bowden, 23rd. 79, David Hoytsmith, 24th. 23, Mark Collins, 25th. 92, Timothy Stubblefield starts 26th. Dave Holmberg, 27th. 55, Tom Bears, 28th. And 110, Richard Michelob Gray, oldest man in iRacing, rounds it out.
And that is your field here as these drivers drive behind this pace car here, getting ready to head on down there for green flag racing for the first time here tonight. 1 mile track, so 180 miles to do. Doing the simple math, man, 180 laps. This one is gonna be a big time. Yeah, it's gonna be tough to keep concentration for that long as the pace car makes its way on down into pit lane. And here we go for the first time here tonight, down and across the line. Green flag racing from this Numb Thumbs Racing League Arca series in Phoenix. Zach Millett with a great start there, jumping way out in front of Nick Coate and the 15 of Vince Short. They're trying to shuffle his way on through as they make their way onto this kind of dog-legged backstretch and into turn number 3 and 4. I don't know how they actually number the corners here. I'm just making it up as I go. You also have the 728 of Timothy Pope trying to keep up with these guys, with the 751 of Mike Adamson having a pretty good battle with the 97 of Toby Blakesley going side by side here.
So from what I've seen, they still 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 are the big curves. The dog leg, it wasn't labeled on the map that I saw. We just know it as the dog leg. Yeah, that's what they were showing last diagram I saw.
Ooh, we got one spinning down to the infield here. I didn't quite see who that was. Oh, that was Dave Hoytsma having a little bit of a problem there. And oh, he's going to have some making up to do, as Zach Millett sets the fastest lap of the race thus far. Very quick, a 28.8, and just trying to run away from the rest of this field. It kind of looks like everybody, for the most part, pretty single-filed out here. I think we're going to maybe see a lot of this.
Yeah, they're spread out. They're going to kind of search around on the track. They're not going to push it too hard right now. Everybody's going to try to just get a feel for the track with other cars on it as well. They're going to have to watch the damage here. You know, even scraping the wall a couple of times. These cars do have the new damage model. So you can get suspension damage on that right front wheel pretty easily, like broken ball joints or tie rod ends, as we see the 97 scrape the wall right there. Yeah, you got to be careful. Take care of that car because the parts will fall off of this thing.
Yeah, the most interesting parts of the track are that dog leg, and then I think 3 and 4 is really where people tend to overcook their tires once they get worn out, and you might see some That's where I think you might see some incidents coming out of 4 as the tires start to wear down. But overall, this track it's kind of wild. It's flat, fast, and it's got an extra little curveball with that dog leg in it.
Well, when they reconfigured it, the newer version of this track, isn't the start-finish line after the dog leg and not on the backstretch?
Here's
Oh, we got a caution out.
caution. Yeah, I think to figure that out.
Looks like the 43 of Cody Bickler getting involved in that one. Let's go ahead and take a quick recap of what happened. Oh, man, we have people sliding here. It's the 43. He was very slow on the front stretch here. Let's see what happened. Coming out of turn number 4 down to the front stretch. Oh, gets loose. Hits that inside wall, so he's going to be slow trying to get that thing back up and running. And then, oh, just a little too much throttle there. People trying to avoid the 55 snags him. We got some people dirt tracking it there. Oh, man, hard impacts all the way around here for some of those drivers.
And what I just tell you about turn 4, that's where you're going to see some stuff happen. And his tires were a little cold. They weren't, I don't think they were totally broken in there. And yeah, the throttle, you have to be kind of gentle on the throttle. But hey, man, these guys are racing. They don't like being gentle on the throttle sometimes. So it got out from underneath him, and you saw that little incident there. It's early. These guys, they got 2 fast pairs. Burning one early isn't totally terrible, but it's necessary at this point.
So first caution of the night here on lap number 7. Don't expect to see too many people come on down into pit road other than those guys that maybe have a little bit of damage. Looks like the 84 Josh Bittner might be just doing a little splash and go, topping up on that fuel as we start to...
Why not? You know, stop and get some gas. If you're in the back of the field anyway, stop and get some gas. All right.
Yeah, if you're in a... Well, man, you really got it in there. It's a Friday night. You're feeling real frisky. You got yourself a free keg of beer. I mean, look at you.
Got some cold ones tonight.
You're winning.
We're just settling in. We're just getting fired up.
But no, I agree with you. Only fuel, though. Just come get some extra fuel. Could help you in the long run here. If you're in the back, you're not going to lose positions. Might as well. That's a good point.
People are already populating the YouTube chat. We got Jason Kraft over there, cheering for APX out there. Richard G's out there. Let's get it AAA. He's actually in the race tonight in the 110. Rebecca Smith's here. Rebecca Davis is here, pulling for APX and Stub Nation. And Eddie Rose pulling for that pole sitter, Zach Millett in the 315.
Indeed, as these guys kind of trundle around here behind the pace car once again, just getting everything all stacked back up and ready to rumble. Just kind of looking through some of the drivers here in this field. Everybody just kind of moving along. Not a lot of big gainers. Albert Anderson in that 747 already up 4 spots. Mike Adamson there as well, up 3. Brian Neff in the 60. He's fighting for a top 5 spot right now, up 4 as well. James Bowden, he's up there, up 5. Same thing with Dave Hoitzma. And I do have to say the 70, I actually have to go back through and look at my private messages on the correct way to say his last name. So give me a second here.
We're always messing up people's names. And,
I know. We like it when we get corrected.
Yeah, let us know if we're messing up. Like Bowden, I think, is what we got corrected on last week. I always went with Bowden, like Bobby Bowden, you know.
Yeah.
Florida State coach. Hey, let us know. If we're saying something wrong, we need to know it. We're not perfect. But we sure like perfect racing.
No, it was someone completely different, so ignore me as Robert Amaral is out there in that 70 machine as we get ready to go back to green flag racing here with Zach Millett up at the front. Man, talk about a launch out of the gun here, getting way out in front. That's going to leave the 15 and the 5 to kind of fend for themselves with that one of Derek Welsh sitting there kind of behind them, making their way down through the dogleg in this back stretch here. Heading down now into turns 3 and 4. Still some side-by-side action going on. You got Timothy Pope up here having a pretty good battle with Mike Adamson.
Yeah, we got a big one.
13 got smashed. He got
3
T-boned after the wreck.
3 and 4. Wow. They're having fun on the radio, laughing about it. Little big roadblock is what they're saying out on the radio. Let's see here. 11, did Welch get into Dickerson in the 69? He did. Darted it. And there was some other action behind him. So the 11.
Yeah, oh man, hard impact. What happened was I think people were checking up due to what they were seeing, and you can watch here the 7 we just talked about him just gets that front end underneath the tail of the 13, and just people not having any room, trying to shuffle their way on through there, getting all involved, and that was 00 Joe Bennett having some issues there.
Is this what we call Arca breaking? I don't know. They had a hard time breaking there, but honestly, it is super tight in this track. I think that is an issue too. Like 3 and 4, both corners are. It just feels tight. I don't know what you think about that, English.
Yeah, you really do run out of room quicker, I think, in 3 and 4, and I think it's just because it's like it's tighter. You know what I mean? Because it's not like coming out of 1 and 2 where it's kind of opened up and you can kind of let it fly. 3 and 4, you really have to buckle down coming out of 4 and keep the car from sliding up the track.
Well, we got the Country Through the Ages replay. Thanks, Brown. I love that site, by the way, Country Through the Ages. That's kind of my
pretty awesome. Cooker does a great job on that.
English's deal. Really neat to see some of the old stuff, history of it.
That indeed is. It took a little second, but they were able to get their cameras up and running. We got Vince Short joining us here on the face cams. Currently up here inside this top 3, riding around pretty good. We'll have to wait and see if he can find an answer here for that very quick car of the 315 of Zach Millett. We also have the 00 Joe Machine here with us as well. I gotta find his name in this list. There he is, hanging on out here, just getting involved in that last caution just a little bit, so he's gonna fight his way back up through the field here, but he's gonna be feeling pretty good. He's got his steering wheel. He's not racing on a controller. He's gonna be trying to get back up into this one.
Eddie Rose on YouTube saying Vincent Short and that Carson Conway character out there looking really good tonight. Let's see what they can do. You got any viewers around New Boston, Texas, Texarkana, Idabel, Oklahoma? Y'all better be watching the weather news. It's getting bad over here.
Well, I imagine there. I was watching earlier. I think a lot of it's kind of passed through, but it wasn't pretty, I guarantee you.
Rain's nice, but we don't need all the extra stuff. You know?
Yeah, I don't need 2x4s flying through my window.
Really?
But yeah, Brian mentioned that. Hopefully everybody's safe out there. Be careful, especially crazy weather.
Oh yeah. Well, you know what they say, Turner. If you can dodge a 2x4 flying out of a tornado, you can dodge a ball. So.
Yeah.
Someone says that, I'm sure.
Just put your helmet on, That's one thing you can do. Either way. Yes, sir. Look at them. I think they're ready to go, bro.
That they are heading on back down this front straightaway. We go side by side. The 315 getting that launch that we've so known to see here as they head on down into turn number 1, side by side, shuffling and bustling. 2 wide, almost 3 wide racing action going on up here throughout this field. We are still 2 wide with the 1 of Derek Welsh. He's kind of splitting the 5 and the 60 right now up on that outside lane. 72 of Carson Conway trying to figure something on back as looks like Dave Holmberg having a little bit of an issue back there.
Oh, big wreck, the 70 involved, Robert Amaral. Several cars scattering back there. That Jack
Yeah.
Daniels number 70 machine was the first one I saw out of the corner of
Yeah.
my eye.
Yeah, here's the deal.
Oh, he just got straight run over.
Yeah, he sure did. And this track is really, really fast. There was problems happening in front of him. He had to slow down. And Budweiser just destroyed Jack Daniels. I don't think that's fair. You know? Alex Broad in the 80s. But what was happening in front of him, Dave Holmberg and the Dirty Mo radio had gone off track. Dirty Mo radio car. I think he was slowing down for that, and then, yeah, like the accordion effect.
Let's kind of watch what happened here with Holmberg. He just those tires got a little loose, maybe a little too quick of a movement, preparing to get into the corner and rejoin the track. It was all right. It was just, yeah, you could see him kind of back out his window. All mayhem starting to break on loose here. Is not the cleanest of starts, but a start nonetheless here for this 180 lap race here from Phoenix.
And I was back there watching Stubblefield, number 92, Timothy Stubblefield, up 9 spots. Where is Stubblefield Nation tonight? We're normally hearing from them. The driver's doing well. Yeah, he's doing well. So
They're concentrating on it.
maybe they are, but we need to concentrate on this track. So
Well,
what I've noticed about it is you carry a lot of speed on that backstretch. So even with the dog leg, you kind of swing it in back into turn 3, and we're starting to see some of these guys might be carrying a little too much speed into 3.
you talk about this. I like how you say it races fast. It really does. It's only a 1-mile track. And these guys are moving around here, and which is odd because so much of this track is flat or nearly flat. There is some banking in 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, but you know, the dog leg and these transitions and stuff, there's not hardly any banking here. And with the odd shape, you wouldn't think they'd be running this fast. You know, it's not like a Dover 1-miler where it's super, super banked. It's just different here, but it does race fast.
Yeah, well, either way, we are officially 1/10 of the way through this race now here. It's the drivers kind of pace behind the pace car once again. How many sets of tires you say these guys got there, Turner?
We got 5 total. So.
Okay.
You think that's going to become an issue?
Man, it's going to be something interesting to watch because eventually these guys are going to be able to find the hold of a run, and this thing's going to be going green flag for a good chunk of time. And the question is, are you going to be one of the guys that's the first to make that call to pit and get those tires so that way you're ready for one of those runs? Or are you going to be one of the other guys that, man, you know what? I feel pretty good on the old tires. They're okay. Yeah, you lose a little bit of pace, but they're not terrible here. And it's just one of those things. We're just going to have to wait and see.
But totally, if you were to pick a mile track, this is kind of the oddest of all of them, I would think, the way it's shaped and everything. So it is a little tougher to handle than most regular mile tracks, and we're seeing that early.
And that we are, as the lights on the pace car are off, getting ready to go back to green flag racing here as soon as he makes that dive off down into pit lane. Got Millet and Short up here, up at the front once again, with that green flag now waving, and off we go. Not as big of a restart jump there this time from that 315. The 15 is going to be able to ride him all the way around that outside here in turn number 1. The 60 maybe trying to pop his nose up in here as well. Oh, just a little too wide for the 15 as the 315 finds his legs and able to get a run going down this back straightaway. We still have some fighting going on here, kind of in the mid-pack. Albert Anderson side by side right now with the 97 of Blakesley here as they come on down the front stretch. Blakesley scraping that outside wall.
Yeah,
Gotta be careful. That stuff's gonna start adding up very quickly here as they head on down into turns 1 and 2.
Yeah, Blakesley in that 97, I've seen him hit the wall at least 5 times already. Not hard, just scraping. But as you mentioned, the accumulative accumulative damage on the suspension stuff will be in effect when you damage models. So just have to be careful to keep that to a minimum.
Yeah, it looks like a really, I think from racing here, I think it's a pretty tough place to pass. You gotta wait for somebody to kind of make a mistake in front of you.
There's a 69 and the 92. Dickerson and Stubblefield go side by side. Little shake and bake action on that front straightaway from Dickerson. Able to kind of wiggle his way on down underneath the 92 and get that pass done before they get into turns 3 and 4. We also have the 76 of Jeff Ottinger right now. He's having a pretty good race right now with, just being able to stay together here is the 99 of John the Boss Ross. Far to the outside is the 79 of Hoytsma now looking up the inside of the 76.
There's quite a few little battles brewing all throughout the field. Looks like almost everyone. 27 cars are still in the lead lap, so that's good. Ottinger right now, Torque, and Hoytsma. Pretty good battle. Kind of ran out of room there. Now Josh Bittner's making some moves.
Great lap times out there from these guys. 3:15 Zach Millen. He might still have the fastest lap time right now. A 28.8, beating out their nearest driver by a solid 10th.
Now you ain't kidding.
It's a lot at a 1 mile track.
You ain't kidding. I mean, you can see the gap behind him now. Once when he got clear of that 15 Vince Shortman, he has never looked back. He's trying to put good, consistent laps down here up at the front, making use of that clean air. As, Robert Amaral having a little bit of a problem here.
Yeah, showing him as off track, but I didn't see it on the camera. More scraping of the wall by the 97.
Ooh, they like that wall, but hey, we're having a little green flag run here. Everybody's kind of being a little less aggressive and trying to figure out the track.
Knocking on wood here. Ooh, a couple of these cars kind of sideways going through the turns. The 751 of Adamson, one of them. Rear end of that car hanging out just a little bit, but not to the point where it was starting to come around. Like a dirt track driver out there for a second. Got Pope right on his back door here. Teammates, of course. 747 right behind them, so Team Limitless out here. Piled up here in the middle of the, well, not even the middle of the field. They're all in the top 10 right now.
That they are. It's Tim Pope putting a little bit of pressure on that 751, trying to urge him to find a little bit more pace on out here as they continue to run green flag laps. John the Boss Ross looking up the inside of the 97 of Blakesley here as they make their way down the back straightaway into turns 3 and 4. Trying to get that run to stick here, and that inside line's going to be a little slick on the exit as the 97 pinches on down just a little bit. Side by side, almost door banging action across the line as they continue to race side by side here.
All right, it's not Team Limitless over here in this league. It's Track Dogs Racing. Team Track Dogs Racing with Josh Anderson's actually on NTR. Sorry about that. We see a lot of the same drivers race in so many different leagues, and most of the time they're teammates. Sometimes they're just sorry about the confusion. I get a little confused myself.
You got the 11 of Tommy Welsh looking up the inside here of the 73 of Josh Kelleher. Trying to get that pass done here, move up inside this top 20 and continue to climb up that leaderboard. As the racing definitely not slowing down, that is for sure. Stubblefield and that's Stubblefield and Dickerson still having a good battle here.
Yeah, there's some little battles throughout, but it looks like they found their groove here. So this would it could be more like a rhythm track, seems like now.
And that's exactly right, Adam. And that's the kind of other tricky thing about here at Phoenix is no turns are alike. Turn 1 is completely different from, the little dog leg kink, and then that's even more different than what turns number 3 and 4 are. So you really got to remember where you are at on the track and remember what your braking zones are. As Mark Collins is in a little tussle here back with Bowden and Klein as they head on down the back kind of straightaway-ish thing here. It's the Fujifilm of the 53 of Bowden sticking to that bottom line here.
He's liking it down there right now. He's with the 73. Well, he was with the 73. Flintstones. Fred Flintstone paint. Cool paints out there. I like the Wonder Bread car too, that 13 line. He's trying to find his way around on the outside of the 53.
The Wonder Bread paint, it just reminds me of something delicious and what did they say in the movie? Delicious.
Am I on fire?
No, it doesn't. It's a great movie though.
If you
Cool
smell
paint
something, if coming up behind you, you smell something crispy and delicious.
Yeah,
Something like that.
I think so.
Little shake. Check it, mate.
And great battle here for second. The 15 of Short trying to hold off that 5 of Nick Cope. Brian Neff trying to inch his way up into this little battle here, try to find a podium spot out of these two as the 315 of Zach Millett continues to just absolutely drive away from everybody here. Still only a couple battles going on. Richard Michelob Gray coming on down into the pits here early.
I'm sure he has a strategy. It's probably, come down there and drink a couple beers and come back out.
And as we age, he could have another kind of pit stop.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to get into his. He is the oldest man in
I'm
iRacing.
just saying.
The oldest man. So
Age.
he probably needs to, pit stop.
Maybe he forgot to roll his windows up.
It looks like he's got
Yeah, he's out there now.
lap down.
He's babying those tires after his pit stop. Let him get warmed up. Get some good temperature in them. He'll be flying around out here in a second. Whoa, 3 wide there.
Yeah, interesting situation here as the 70 of Amaral getting put a lap down, and that's going to cause people to have some checkups depending on where their run came from, as the 72 now starts to race with that 60 of Brian Neff.
Yeah, the 60 kind of pinched him below the 72. I'm not sure he knew the 72 of Conway was there, and the person had to cut through the grass there. Sticking with him though here. Amaral looks like he just got the wall. He lost
Nick
about
Cope.
10 miles an hour.
Oh,
Nick Cote going for a big bumpy ride.
was that?
Oh,
Cope?
hold the brake, buddy.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
one
the
of
5
big-
was rolling down the track there.
He didn't. Yeah, he barrel rolled.
Man, let's see what happened with the 5. Oh, breaking loose coming into kind of like the dogleg section. And man, I know that grass looks smooth, but it sure as heck ain't as he goes tumbling
Whoa.
and bumbling.
He hit a ramp there. What did he hit? There's a ramp in the grass or something.
Yes, there is. I know exactly. I've hit that before.
And he hit no other cars. I don't think so. That's pretty amazing.
Really? Okay, the 1 went right under him. That's going to be a hell of a view from his cockpit. He went across the 1's hood and roof.
Ooh, man.
Wow.
And straight up over the top of the 751 of Mike Adamson, who's right behind him here. As it looks like people are going to come on down and get some pit stops done, being led by the race leader, the 315 of Zach Millett.
Tires, probably. I'd have to. What do we have? We said 5 sets, right? So yeah, tires probably
Yeah.
something. This is about the right time. I'm not good at math. Let's divide things.
Right here on lap 40, it's close enough.
And that's
Yeah,
kinda what I thought.
You figure if they stop 4 times. I would actually want to try to split it into 3 stops and maybe hold on to a set of tires for late. I don't know. We've seen guys get burned doing that.
Well, it's always a gamble when you take a strategy, but I would. These guys out here should probably have come up with a strategy pre-race, and I like to stick with the strategy.
Yeah, well,
Go with what you thought was going to work, and kind of let it play itself out.
I think that's exactly what the 60 of Brian Neff is going to be doing here. He's going to be not pitting at all. Josh Bittner, Larry Dickerson as well staying out this one. Same thing with Tommy Welch, Mark Collins, and Chris Klein. But they all have pitted, other than Brian Neff, back on laps 11, 16, and 12. Brian Neff not coming down at all just yet.
That's interesting. Bittner and Dickerson definitely only got fuel. Same with Collins when they pitted on laps 11 and 12. So
Rebecca Davis over on YouTube saying, "Get on up there, Stubbs." And Christine Elena says, "Yay, Tommy." Got 2 Toms out there. I wonder which Tom it is. It's either
Tommy
Parrish
Welch
or Tommy Welch. Yeah.
Well, it's Tom or Tommy. She says Tommy, so we go with Tommy Welch.
Or Tommy Parrish. I don't know.
Well, it says Tom. It doesn't say Tommy.
It's Tommy on the YouTube screen.
Does it?
I don't know. Rich Blake says, "Let's go Neff Nation."
Well, we got to clarify it then. I'm Ron Burgundy.
Someone typed a question mark on Adam's teleprompter.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to read here.
Yeah, well, and speaking of Shake and Bake, tonight's Yahtzee is brought to you by Shake and Bake, the some of the best tasting free, not fried / fried, like breadcrumb. I don't even know what you want to describe it as, but it's Shake and Bake. It's some good food there. But Alan, take it away here on this restart as we got someone other than Zach Millett getting this one kicked off.
Yep, Brian Neff in the 60 machine is going to lead these guys around. He will be the control car on the inside. The 84 of Josh Bittner to his outside. He's been pretty good on restarts this season, so let's keep an eye on him here. And Brian Neff with the advantage here as they're side by side throughout the field behind him. Caution's out all over again. What happened there, Adam? I had focused on the lead here.
I got to get to it. It was too much mayhem.
I don't even think all the cars made it across the start-finish line before we had that.
No, I didn't. Tim Pope just said he got run over, so I might have to go start with him. He does have a back-end damage.
Sometimes during
Yeah,
these restarts,
he
you get a checkup, it's almost impossible to stay off the car in front of you.
Nicholas Coate just turned him like he turned the 728. 728 was probably playing it safe on the restart, and the number 5 decided that he wasn't going to play it safe. So it'll be interesting. Maybe somebody should fight. 728 versus the 5. I don't know who to blame other than the 5, because you got to watch your front end, right?
Yeah, you've got an accelerator and a brake pedal in your car too, but Tim Pope, I'm not sure he's going to really fight anyway. He's a turn the other cheek kind of guy.
Why?
I wouldn't want
At
to
some
make
point,
him mad,
at some point, he's going to fight somebody. If they anger him enough, but he did get turned, and that wasn't pretty.
Rich Blake on YouTube chat saying, "Great field cars tonight, guys. Wish I could have made it home in time." Hey, that's what happens when you're a working man. Nikki Short saying, "Let's go Vincent Short out there."
Well, since we couldn't...
Who else we got? Rebecca Davis saying, "That was a quick caution."
Yeah, I was worried about that. Everybody gets anxious. And since we don't have our director had to step away for a minute, there's smoke breaks and whatnot. You got to get your federal 15 minutes in.
I don't think he smokes.
Well, I don't care if he does. I'm just saying, in general. I call it a smoke break because that's how you get an excuse out of working, I don't smoke, but I tell the boss man, hey, I got to go smoke, see you in about 15 because that's the federal law says I can get
Sure.
my 15 minutes. But what he was talking about is shake and bake. Remember those when you were a kid, like back in the early 80s, and your mom, that's what they put. They put a pork chop in this bag and it was shake and bake. And then you put it, yeah, it was usually a pork chop. That was cheaper, if I remember right.
You know what's cheaper than shake and bake, though, Adam? Crush up
What?
cornflakes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they could do
you
that
could.
too, yeah.
And use a little egg wash. Make cornflakes, salt, pepper, maybe a little Tony's.
Right, but this
Homemade
was
shake.
big in the early 80s was shake and bake. Is what
Oh,
it
yeah.
was,
Yep.
it was huge. It was,
Remember
you
the
got
girl
some
on the
pork chops.
commercial?
Which one? I don't remember that.
The mom would say, "It's shake and bake," and the little girl would say, "And I helped." Remember?
Yes. Oh, sure. Man, you brought back a memory.
Yeah.
That's like, the commercial where the mom, what was that? It was like man, I'm going real far
We're
back.
way
I
off in the
can't-
weeds.
Well, I mean, our leader has left, so when he leaves, we just get crazy.
Yeah.
Could be bad.
Enter away. Also away.
Go,
Well,
Calgon, take me away. Remember that? Calgon, take
say
me
that
away.
again?
Calgon, take me away.
Now
It was
gone.
it's like a bath thing for the moms.
Oh, like a bath bomb?
Well, it was
There was
pre-bath
bath
bomb. Yeah, there was like
It's bubble bath.
yeah. Oh, yes, sir. You don't remember that? I'm older than you, I guess.
I don't remember that particular one.
I just remember the commercial.
Lights are off on the pace car. We're coming back around. Pace car will be ducking off here very shortly. These guys get this restart underway. Hopefully get a couple more laps in for you guys. 84 Bittner, your control car this time to the 84 Track Dogs Racing.com machine. Well, and he gets a heck of a launch over Larry Dickerson, 69. He'll actually move up into that upper line just to get a good entry here. The 11 Mountain Dew machine behind him of Thomas Welch with a pretty good restart as well. They started kind of bumper to bumper there as Josh Bittner goes out to about a 4.5, 5 car length lead as second place is being contested right now. They're side by side still behind Bittner all the way through about 10th place here. Doing some shuffling around here. One car that is moving up here. Oh, yellow's out again. We got a big mess.
Yeah, we're driving angry out here is what we're doing. We're driving angry. It's never good.
The yellow flags just keep on coming, folks.
Yeah, and so our Elon Musk, which is Alan Brown, if y'all haven't figured that out, he's stepped away. He had the federal 15, so we're just technical issues at the moment. We can't
Adam-
show what happened.
Adam Strom is joining us tonight. Thanks so much for coming on board with us there, our buddy up in Minnesota. It says, "Happy Friday, fellas." He says, "Turn around thirsty. I got an ice cold case of Coors Banquet. Well,
Ooh,
I'll be seeing you soon." Hey,
Oh.
before you go down to him,
no,
drop a couple of those up here, man. I love the old scoop Coors.
no, he can't have any. Just bring him on down here, and I'll let him have the leftovers.
No, I got some good craft beer sitting up here. I'll make a trade with them. We'll trade a couple of beers before I send them down your way. Is that all right?
Okay, that's a deal. Okay, now that was weird because the 728 looks like he got into it with the 88. Tim Pope is having a rough night. We don't normally
Yeah,
see
it's a
this.
rough one.
Well, these guys aren't as talented as Tim Pope. I know that. That guy can drive, and something's going wrong if he's getting into some incidents.
Well, DSMO for life joining us on YouTube saying, "Let's get rubbing, Tommy." Rubbing is racing. They don't know which Tommy they're talking about. Probably Tommy Welch, huh?
Yeah, that's what I'm
Tommy-
telling
we gotta-
you. Tell us which Tommy. I mean, God Almighty, we got Tommys, Zachs, we got Joshes and Daves, and we got double Joshes. I
We
mean,
got two Toms.
Yeah, like when you're out there hunting. Turkey hunting, anyway.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, guys. That's the
Well, you missed a couple accidents.
Hey,
I guess
yeah,
I
Good to have
did.
you.
Yeah.
we had to kind of give people trying to describe it for their imagination, like radio.
Hey, we at one point we were on the radio, so
That's true.
We did have a radio gig, didn't we?
Yeah.
Man, I wish we had that again. Somebody build us a radio station so we could be out there. Anyway, we're having fun, Brown.
Yeah, that we are. Josh Bittner up at the front, up 18 spots. Tommy Welsh, he's going to be up 13 there in second. Zach Millett fighting his way back through some of this traffic, trying to regain that top spot. Chris Klein, Carson Conway, Derek Welsh all up inside this top 10. Vince Short, Albert Anderson, Mike Adamson, and Dave Hoytsma all up there as well. And while I was away, I was trying to stay tuned here with the being on the mobile app of YouTube, and I can do that quite easily because I am subscribed, my personal account, to AAA Broadcasting, and I rang that notification bell. So I had a notification already on my phone saying, hey, AAA Broadcasting is live, go check them on out. So if you guys do that same thing, just hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell every time that we go live. You will be able to see our race with a single click of a button there. If you enjoy what you're seeing, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button, as that's also going to share it even more through the YouTube algorithm across the world, saying, hey, we got a lot of people liking this one, how about we send it to this guy because they might like it. And that just grows our audience, and we have just as much more fun with more and more people joining us here as the lights on the pace car are off as we get ready to go back to green flag racing.
I want more people to witness this. I mean, the iRacing is cool. We've got a bunch of cool leagues. And then I think we have fun with it. So come on and join us.
DSMO for Life was saying that Tommy Welsh was the Tommy that they were pulling for.
Okay.
As pace car comes on down into pit lane, away we go. Josh Bittner out in front, that 315, trying to give him a big push. He wants around him as quickly as possible here. You got still fighting here going on in the mid-pack. You got Adamson, Welch, Klein, Vince Short. They're all too wide here, entering into this dog leg section of this track. Now into turns 3 and 4. Bittner getting well clear here and getting some clear air, starting to try to drive away a little bit as the 13 of Chris Klein tries to stay on the outside of that 751 of Mike Adamson here, with the 1 having a pretty good battle still on that outside as well. Behind him, you got Albert Anderson and 00 Joe Bennett having a good battle. And the 97 Toby Blakesley having a little bit of a problem. Oh, man, with some internet squiggles there as well. So a very interesting situation going on there, kind of in that mid-pack. You got Nick Coate here, kind of maybe not quite doing a Chastain wall ride there, but able to get a big run coming off of the corner of turn number 4 here as we go and continue to put green flag laps down here from Phoenix.
Ooh, I'd love to see one of those wall ride things happen here at the end of this thing. That was...
Ross Chastain moving the pit.
You can't get enough of it. It's crazy. But there are guys hitting the wall. They're just not. It's not helping them. Let's put it that way.
97 kind of got up into the right rear quarter panel of 00 Joe Bennett there for just a split second. Doing a little rubbing out there.
And what do they say? Rubbin's racing here as, here they go again, side by side. Up the inside goes that 97, trying to steal that spot away from 00 Joe, heading on down through turns 3 and 4. And they're still going to be side by side as they exit turn number 4 here. Normally we'll see people, get the run and get clear, but they're going to still be side by side as they head on down into turns 1 and 2. And I mean, I know we've seen a lot of single file, but it's not like this is a single groove track. As we got some slow traffic going on as well.
Yeah, a little bit of checkup too here. That slowdown did not help Stubbs too much. Yeah, it's starting to open up. He's looking at inside of the 11 now.
Well,
but it allowed the 97 to get away.
Look at this. Neff, Ross, I mean, all the way from like, what is it, 12, 10 to 20. They're
man.
double file
Great.
stacked up racing.
This is a great pack of cars to watch right here.
Something's going to go wrong, I have a feeling. I'm just saying. They're racing real hard. Which I love
Zach-
to see.
Zach Millett back out in front once again at 315.
He had a plan coming in today's race. You could tell by his qualifying.
The plan was to win, I believe.
Well, I mean,
was
obviously.
racing. Track Bar Media supporting that machine.
And not too far in front of that battle that you saw going on your screen, you have the 747 Albert Anderson continuing his climb up now into 7th as Chris Klein and Toby Blakesley go side by side here. Zach Millett still way out in front. Man, I wonder if Josh Bittner had a little bit of an... Oh, no, Alex Brott backwards on the racetrack.
What, the double eight? Is that what you said?
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yeah, coming on down into turns 3 and 4, and just enough go juice to spin that one on around. Hard impact.
Easy to do here.
Hard impact onto that like wall that's off center just a little bit by about 30 degrees, basically head on. So he ends up jumping and taking a toe, and that's gonna bring out another caution here.
He should still have at least a fast repair left. I don't think he's been involved too much.
Yeah, he has. He's been in a couple. So I
Well,
don't
you
know
only
if
get
they'll
2
fix it.
fast repairs, and he's got a meatball flag, so let's see what he does here. Hopefully he's able to get back out there.
But that's what we were talking about early on in the race, Brown. Coming out of 4, you can kind of lose it on your own. It's just slippery if you put too much gas in that thing. Luckily, nobody else got caught up in that.
And thankfully, it looks like everyone's doing okay right now, and got some people coming on down into pits. I know we had some people that were off the pit cycle, like Josh Bittner there, and Tommy Welsh all coming on down. Collins Dickerson all coming on down and in. Same thing with Richard Michelob Gray and Robert Amaral coming on back down into the pit lane.
Chris Klein hasn't pitted since lap 12, but he chose to stay out once again as he came by. That can't be right, can it?
Well, you know,
Lap 12?
you know what? How about this? Let's go through the chats to see if he's in a chat. I think he is. Yeah, he may not be. I don't see his.
To keep it secret.
Yeah, he's not. I don't see him in the Discord, so I was gonna say let's ask him about it. Well, you can't do that when it's not currently on in there, but it's all right. We can find someone else we can talk to here.
Asked the 72 about his ride through the grass earlier and how crowded it gets out there in these turns. Wanted to. Carson Conway, second place machine.
All right, we can definitely do that here. What is he just in the
72, Carson Conway.
Yeah, what team chat he in?
Stand by.
There's too many drivers.
I don't think he's in the Discord either.
We can't find them.
Man, yeah, these guys are harder to find than someone from the IRS to talk to.
Yeah, he's not
Well,
in the Discord either.
Yeah, I'll tell you about the IRS. They'll find you if they want to talk to you.
They will.
Don't kid
Yes, they
yourself.
will.
Yeah, you ain't kidding. Well, we're actually starting to kind of run out of time here because I think they're going to get things stacked back up here. So next caution, we'll find somebody we can talk to. Oh, no,
Well,
lights are still on.
Derek Welch was trying to tell us something over the radio. I didn't hear what you had to say, Derek, but about who's what and where. So
I didn't hear him key up.
it's hard because we got 50 people talking in our ears. Sometimes it's hard to hear them. Well, it's all right. We'll get to talk to somebody at some point here. We are working this thing on the fly. This is live TV, guys. It ain't easy to do. We make it look easy because Brown is so good at his job.
Oh, don't tell him that this is recorded from 6 weeks ago on a Friday night.
Yeah, I wish it was. We could make it look real pretty all the time.
Well, if it was, we wouldn't be able to talk to Quick Esports in real time saying, Zach, picking those cherries, Millet is going to the front. Already up there right now. Let's see, Rebecca Davis saying, let's go Stub Nation. And Sean Reese here as well for Stub Nation as the pit car Mustang comes down.
Yes, it does. Side by side they go, and off and running we go here. Green flag racing once again, about 30 laps shy of that halfway point. Millet out in front with the 15 and the 72. Door banging side by side. Still going to be side by side as they enter the dog leg and now into turns 3 and 4. Still side by side, hustling and bustling this fight for one of these podium spots. You got Mike Adamson and Albert Anderson trying to crawl up here and add their name to the... Oh, big wreck here with the 1.
Well, he got tagged by about 15 people, and then you got secondary wreck in the back.
Yeah.
That's Ross and Ottinger and a couple others.
And then you get
Parking lot.
the damage model is super cool. You get to see people losing their deck lids and whatnot, so that's kind of cool. Probably not for the drivers, though. I bet they're not real happy about that.
Parking lot right before the start finish line. There's drivers wait for other cars to spin back around, go in the right direction as join the pace field here once again.
Oh, big impact there. Had a few people just absolutely get clobbered inside of this one. Oh, man.
With the 1 and the 97, Blakesley. So it was ugly after that.
Oof, man. The G-forces being felt by that one machine, man, that was brutal. Looked like Chris Klein getting snagged up in it as well. So, hey, we can't blame Curso the broadcaster on that one. He was already... yeah, we weren't able to talk to him, but the 99 getting all spun around. Yeah, we had carnage all over the place here on that one. And out of all the spots to have an accident happen, man, that front stretch is absolutely brutal, Adam, because you were right. It closes up pretty tight down there. That pit wall, man, there's absolutely no forgiveness left or right.
Yeah, you have nowhere to go. I mean, you're going to ruin somebody's day if you get into it right there in traffic, and that proved it. Blakesley really bounced all over and then ended up with no back end after he got hit from the Wonder Bread machine, Chris Klein. So,
well, I don't think after that secondary impact with Welch, I don't think if this was real life, he wouldn't be feeling a thing. He would have been, like in the Bugs Bunny cartoons, he would have been with his little angel wings and his halo, floating up out of his car.
It definitely would have been painful. I don't know. He did some super spins. Looked like a F-16 falling out of the sky or something.
Man, you ain't kidding, but that's okay, because this has given us a chance to find someone that we can talk to here, and that's going to be the 91, or 79, excuse me, of Dave Hoitzma, part of that APX team.
79.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Hey, Dave, the guys in the booth, you got a copy?
Yes, sir, I do.
Hey, a little bit of a slugfest out there right now. We did see a decent run there a little earlier on, but it seems definitely the closer people are racing here tonight, it's just causing a little bit of a kind of incidental contacts and some cautions here. What are you guys feeling wise on those tires? Because it seems like it's very difficult to put power down coming out of these corners.
Definitely on the cold ones for sure. Once they get a little heat in them, it's not terrible. And with all these caution laps, it's kind of hard to get a gauge on them right now.
We've seen a couple of different guys with different passing strategies out here. We have seen people successfully make some passes on the outside, but it seems like it's been really difficult. What are you seeing out there?
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely difficult to pass out there. I tried the outside a couple times, couldn't make it work. You just kind of got to wait for somebody to make a mistake and pounce and take advantage of it.
Good luck to you. We're about to go green.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
So I'm back down there with his APX teammates. You got Bowden and Stubblefield in there, trying to help him out here up into this top 10. So he's running pretty good right now as we get ready to go back to green flag racing here once again. Millet out in front with that 15 of Vince Short, side by side. Off they run down into turns 1 and 2. We've seen this quite a few times. Even though the 15 got a good restart there, man, it's just so difficult to keep up with that 315, man. He is an absolute world of his own as they send it on down into turns 3 and 4. I mean, this is the closest we've seen anybody race with Millet for a while now.
Yeah, and a great run and a great corner entry and all that doesn't mean anything if you can't get clear and slide up in front of that other car. So as long as they were staying side by side there, you know, Vince Short had a pretty good shot at maintaining his position, but see that's changed now.
As we got the 60 of rolling. 60 of Neff side by side in front of him. You get 5 in the 00 side by side as they shuffle on down into 3 and 4. Almost some wall action going on behind them here from that 79 of Dave Hoytsma. Albert Anderson shutting the door a little bit there on the 5. I think he at the last second checked that mirror and bailed out of that. He was going to try to drift all the way down to that apron in turns 1 and 2, but kind of bailed out of it.
Yahtzee.
Yeah,
In the 60 machine out there, really making some aggressive moves. Not dangerous, just aggressive moves, and making it work out there. He's attempting a pass on the outside, but it looks like he's going to run into a little bit of a checkup with the 747 and the 00. You see the 60 trying to hold that inside line low, and it's really working out for him as he clears the 5. So there you go. There's an example of how to pass on the outside here. The 60 did a pretty good job.
And in front of him, 72, Carson Conway scrapes that outside wall. The 751, Mike Adams is going to take advantage of it. Oh, Albert Anderson breaks loose behind him here, so that's going to bring that 00 Joe machine back into this mix a little bit.
Yeah, these guys racing pretty clean side by side right now. Hopefully they can keep that up, and maybe we'll get some more green flag laps in here. These guys are about to complete lap number 75 out of 180.
Yeah, you know what, Alan? It's kind of been the name of the game. We haven't. Oh man, there goes that 747 getting loose there again. From what we've seen here, it hasn't been the door-to-door incidents that we've seen, at the mile and a half or the super speedways or anything like that normally cause the cautions. It's people that aren't necessarily, getting on the power at the same time as others, and it's more the front to back kind of stuff.
That, and if you self-spin on cold tires or worn tires, upon exiting, let's say, turn 4, you self-spin, you got all these guys, crowded up together. The secondary wrecks that we see here probably claim just as many, if not more, damage points than the guy that's just spun out by himself.
As the 99 of John the Boss Ross is trying to hustle his way past the 23 of Mark Collins, who's currently maybe trying to follow that 728 of Timothy Pope back up through this field. And you can see we got 2 wide racing going on all the way in front of them here.
Joe Bennett very, very loose on that last lap. Keep an eye on him. He's got 2 cars side by side trying to take his position away. 00 having a very difficult time getting power out, especially coming out of turn 4. Oh, we got a big wreck. Ottinger hard into the wall in that big-ass fan's car. Here comes the secondary wrecks behind him there. 728 of Pope involved. Hard impact to the inside wall. As you said earlier, there's nowhere to go right there.
No.
There's no escape route.
Not at all. Let's go ahead and see kind of what happened here. It looks like, coming out of 4, Ottinger just gets up into that outside wall, does a great job holding it up in the fence, but just not long enough. The 728. Oh, and the 73. Man, that 73 disco slid right on through that.
Wow, that's pretty incredible.
Kind of want to.
Eric Welch letting us know on YouTube that he's done for the night. He didn't have his fast repair checked. I've done that before. That's a heartbreaker there, buddy.
Man, that was slick. We gotta give that one a solid 9 out of 10 there for the 73.
Oh yeah, that's a 9.5 for sure.
that was good, but oh, man, just Tim Pope nowhere to go with Ottinger coming down off of that wall, and it just causes absolute mayhem because, like you said, there's really nowhere to go, and I mean, 76 did as best as he could to keep it up in that outside wall. It just eventually it's just gonna kick you off of it.
The 73, Josh Kelleher out there. I'm sure he's got a rabbit foot on his person somewhere. We're watching that replay.
Yeah, got a whole bunch of people all coming on down into pit lane, getting some pit stop action done, including what was a race leader at the 315 of Zach Millett. So that's going to gift it up here to the 11 of Tommy Welch, taking control of this race. Hoytsma, Collins, Ross, Stubblefield, Holmberg, and Amaral all staying out, and then a whole bunch of guys coming on in.
They're going to give the 69 of Larry Dickerson the EOL for that, for causing that incident. A couple guys disconnected. Well, actually, only one, Alex Sprott, got wrecked out. Cody Bickler, looks like he reached the incident limit, I believe. The 43 DQ'd for some reason. I'm assuming it's incident points, but I'm not sure. But only one disconnection so far, the 88 of Alex Braun.
You're gonna have some frustrations though. There's still some frustrated drivers out there, I'm sure.
Oh yeah. Bittner comes in for service.
Looks like
he'll do fuel only.
Yeah, he's been one of those guys. He can do a lot of good work with old tires. His problem has been, the fuel strategy side of things, and he's definitely one of those. He doesn't want to have that happen here tonight, as Katie Klein saying Chris Klein is out too for the exact same reason as Derek Wells, just that fast repair not being checked. But Turner, we gotta fill you in on this. On this.
Oh yeah, let me know.
This past wreck, Ottinger up into the outside wall, and that was it was just kind of like a plain boring old accident that we've seen here from time to time. Nothing too special. What was special was the 73 of Josh Kelleher. Man, he 360 no-scope trick-shotted his way through the wreck and managed to keep it back straight onto the track. Absolutely no damage whatsoever. It was impressive.
Oh, we're playing trick shots at this point in the race, huh? I like that.
And so we're going to have...
I mean, you step away for just a minute, you're going to miss a crash, it seems like, tonight.
It seems like it, as the 11 of Tommy Welch is going to start this one off with that 79 of Dave Hoytsma here up at the front. Collins and Ross right behind him with Stubblefield and Holmberg. Man, oh man, this is going to be a tough job here for Millett now. He's got to come through a ton of traffic with those fresh tires as we go back to green flag racing here from Phoenix. About 6 laps away from halfway, as that 79 machine trying to get a run here on the outside. He might be able to get it now. The 11 had to lift a little bit, maybe breaking loose. Oh, he's still breaking loose, heading on down into the grass in the dogleg, trying to keep it down on the apron. Oh man, just squeezing his way up onto the track.
They were 3 wide, a couple rows deep there for a minute when all that was going on. 53 got loose right there. He's losing track position.
Yeah, they're definitely here to race. I mean, they showed up to be super aggressive. Tonight.
It's up in front of them, the 60 and the 15, battling side by side. And you know what? That's a pretty racy call. As we're going to go 3 wide possibility. Here comes the 315 a Millet. Looking up the inside of these guys, he's going to check up just in time before turns 1 and 2. Realizing he was going to be running out of room there. It's almost some contact with the 60 and the 15 there, running out of track space, heading out of that turn as Dave Holmberg goes tripping on through the grass here, and he's going to keep it on down on the apron, but keeping it straight.
Yeah, 315 Zach Millet, very aggressive, but he looks like he's picking the points where he needs to make the moves. So making some smart moves out there.
Yeah, he was very intuitive to see what was going on there between the 50 and the 60. He knew it was time to back out and wait for another turn or two before making this move, and he did. He did make this move, and it worked.
As John the Boss Ross overtakes the 79 of Dave Hoytsma, but man, shuffling his way up through this traffic is that 315 of Zach Millet, man. He is. This has been a very fun race to watch from him and actually get to see what he can do here, because man, he has been absolutely flying through these fields. Once when he's made these pit stops and had to make his way through traffic, man, he's not scared to put it 3 wide, but he's also smart enough to know when to back out of it.
Yeah, his paint job is pretty amazing. Very shiny. That's a shiny paint job. Looks awesome. That's 4 guy. That S4 guy on Twitch. Check it out, though. Cool paint.
Oh no, there goes the 60 on a round. We had a check up in the mid pack, and that's gathering up at least 4 or 5, if not more.
Yeah, Conway Adamson got hit pretty hard there as well. That Napa machine's got some damage on it. Looks like his engine is smoking like crazy too.
Oh, well, tell Strom out there, we're going to need more cold beer. This race looks like it might be going a little bit. We're gonna need some.
Might go
more
into
cold beer.
tomorrow.
Yeah, we're gonna need some more cold beer.
That it was just a weird checkup mid corner there. The 5 getting rear-ended behind the 751. You could actually see it. He was trying to I think he realized that he wasn't gonna quite slow down enough here, and tried to go to the outside of the 60. Not quite able to do so, as man, the 72 gets all knotted up in it as well. 751. You got the 92 and the 5. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Well, that wasn't pretty, but that's racing.
That it is. We have another caution here as we're getting some of these guys that got involved in that one coming on down into pit lane, getting some things fixed up, figured out, and whatnot. But either way, we're going to come back green flag racing in a few laps just after halfway point here with the 315 of Zach Millet, part of that Holler Boys racing team. Let's go ahead and talk with tonight's race leader right now, Mr. Zach Millet. Hey, Zach, it's the guys in the booth. Got a copy, buddy?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Man, you have been awesome to watch here tonight. I mean, it looked like you and Vince Short probably had some of the hardest fighting up at the front for you here tonight, and that only lasted about 3/4 of a lap before you started to run away from him there. But what's also been impressive is when you've come down into the pits, because we know even though this has been quite a few cautions here tonight, you still got a pit at some point. But you've been fighting your way through the traffic at that point. Like one of these last restarts, you were taking it 3 wide and ripping right around people.
Yeah, man, these cars are a lot of fun. You can really throw them anywhere you want. There's definitely a point where you don't want to go 3 wide, but if you sometimes you make them think you want to, it'll move them up the track just enough so you can get a run on them. But yeah, these cars are great. This is a great track for them. This one or the new one, it's just a great combo.
Well, I'm with you there on the Arca car and on this track. They're both a lot of fun. It's like they were made for each other, but it looks like you were made to run here. You've had a lot of practice here, I'm assuming, because you're kind of making it look easy out there at the moment. Talk also about tires. Is all the caution, is that affecting your tire rationing strategy here?
I think it's affecting like the drivers more than anything because we can't really get into a groove. You can't really get a long enough run to get used to what the tires are gonna do over a long run. So, every restart we're trying to figure out where we're at, and it's been kind of a pain.
Well, you made a bunch of smart moves to get back where you started, so good luck to you the rest of this race.
Hey, thanks, guys.
I'm back down there with his teammate Vince Short and that Holler Boys racing team. He's going to be starting up at the front where he's been other than when he's come down into the pits. The 99 of John Ross is going to be starting on his outside. You got that 15 of Vince Short, his teammate there, starting not too far behind him in fourth with the 79 of Dave Hoisma, who we talked to a little bit earlier ago. Starting up here in this top four as well. And Hoitzma, man, he's up 21 spots just trying to hang on to a podium spot here as the pace car comes on down into pit lane, heading on back to some green flag racing we go as they send it on down this front straightaway and into turns 1 and 2. Side by side, the shuffle continues, still racing side by side as the 315 breaks his way clear.
Like the 99 of Ross not getting as good a restart as he probably wanted there. Checks the outside lineup just a little bit, but great recovery there. Just side by side with the cars. Oh, the 11 big loose. He went down on the inside part of the track, let a couple cars around there.
Ooh, boys, tight squeeze there for the 79. Oh, and the 79 almost gets tagged in the back end of things too.
Double O Joe rubbed him a little bit and said, "Hey man, sorry."
Yeah, they sure did. That's
That'll escape.
Yeah, we're just gonna get some tire marks on those wheels after this thing.
Man, are they even going to have any sheet metal left? That's going to be the question here. Man, here comes that 728 of Timothy Pope up to one of the highest spots we've seen him here tonight. He's now up into a top 5 trying to chase some of these guys on down, and he's one of the ones that you got to be careful because he could definitely sandbag you a little bit, make you think you're quicker than him, but then all of a sudden it gets down to it. Man, he just finds that extra gear. It's the 99 of Ross, man, with bleeding spots.
And he was just involved in a wreck, and he's already worked his way up there. Pope's got a contact. 53 and the 99. They're able to keep it together there. A little net code action kind of warping them into each other a little bit, but able to keep it on going as that 728 continues his charge up to the front, getting around that 79 of Dave Hoitzma. Double O Joe Bennett's now going to try to battle with Hoitzma here as they break down the front straightaway, as well as the 747 of Albert Anderson looking to the inside of the 99 with the 72 looking to the inside of the 76. So I'm going to say something here. You guys can agree.
Oh, there goes the 72.
72 got turned. 72 got turned, it looks like.
Oh, 60 getting involved. The 70 as well. Oh, man. And I hate it whenever I can say this, but I kind of saw that one coming. I was seeing how close those guys were racing coming out of turn number 2. And just knowing how these cars react coming out of that turn, man, they do one of two things. That's either they break loose or they push out wide, and I kind of figured something like that was going to happen here.
Wow. How happy are you if you're Albert Anderson? I barely missed his back bumper. Man, he got lucky there.
And you ain't kidding. Let's go ahead and take a replay from that back bumper of Albert Anderson. Oh, man, just all heck breaking loose. The 11 getting snagged up in it, as well as all the carnage that's left behind that tail end of Albert Anderson. As Hoitzman's going to end up coming on down into the pit. So it looks like Cole Larson was able to get checked up in time. I think maybe the 97 getting snagged up in that one as well. Let's kind of see here. He was running a little slow afterwards. No, he was you viewers out there, if this looks like fun to you,
if it's fun to watch, just imagine how much fun you'd have actually driving one of these cars around here with these guys. It really is a blast. Check out iRacing.com for some more information. They should be having Black Friday special here coming up soon, I think.
I don't doubt that.
They normally
Usually
do.
when I renew, yeah. But yeah, you don't need an expensive wheel to get started. I mean, wheel and pedal sets. You can get them.
I mean, honestly, how much we pump up iRacing, they should be giving us free stuff. iRacing, a great simulator, probably the best in the business. Give us some free stuff, man. We've been talking about y'all for a long time. Anyway, but pretty good race. A lot of aggressiveness. We got 80 laps to go. I just don't know what to make of the rest of this thing. Here's what's probably going to happen. Hopefully we'll have like a good 50 lap run with no caution. That's what I'm hoping for.
Well, I mean, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, before this latest caution came out, I said I was about to say something controversial. Not everybody might agree with this, but I love the outside lane cars pinching down on the inside lane cars. They're just putting pressure on the side of those cars saying, hey, I'm here. You're not going to slide up on me. You better get out of the gas or you're going to wreck us, you know. I think that's an aggressive way to drive, but man, it's really paying off for some of these guys. I love seeing the close side-by-side action, you know, pinching drivers down on that yellow line. It's really working for some guys. Sorry if I made you forget what you were saying there, Brown.
Oh, no.
I was waiting a lap or two to get that one out.
That's all right. No, you know, we mention it all the time is, you know, the racecraft required in races like this, and it's one of those things where you want to be courteous. I mean, how many times have we seen people in leagues just all around? I mean, it's like Timothy Pope, for example, man. He'll let you go if you want to go racing early on in a run. Just expect him to come right back at you, and they'll give you room and whatnot. But when it's time to race, these guys, they're not scared to race door to door where you can't, you know, fit a piece of paper between the cars. You'd swear they're probably sharing a cup of coffee between those two cockpits as we get stacked back up and ready to go racing again.
Yeah, one of the cars asking the other one if he's got any grape or pond. I've seen that a couple of times tonight. We kind of twist everything side by side.
Some grape and pond.
Indeed, as we get stacked up and ready to rumble here side by side once again. Green flag racing here from Phoenix at 15. He's been one of the best restarters here to put that pressure on the 315 here out in front. They're going to be side by side here, heading down the dog leg straightaway into turns 3 and 4. But I think this is where that 315 really kind of shows his muscle here as he gets a very good run coming out of turn number 4, and there he goes, clear of that 15 of Vince Short. But we got racing going on behind him. You got James Bowden trying to fight up the inside of that double O machine of Joe Bennett right now, looking to the inside in turns 1 and 2. Side by side they go, but it looks like Double O Joe's going to hold that spot for now. But behind him, you got Albert Anderson still having a good battle here. He's got the 751 of his teammate Mike Adamson sitting right outside of him. Or excuse me, not his teammate. His teammate, not his teammate. Definitely his friend. We know that for a fact.
Here's some more wall scraping going on out there. These guys towards the middle and rear of the pack. I've seen a couple of cars coming up scraping that blue paint off the wall.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with picking up a little more paint on your car.
But leaving some behind. Leaving some rubber behind as well.
Yeah, you see a lot of that.
Oh no!
Corners.
Oh, was he able? Oh my goodness! Ooh, I thought we were going to have a big one there. It's the 76 of Ottinger was loose coming out of turn number 4, and he was headed straight at that 30-degree angle section of the inside pit wall. And I thought we were going to have to send an ambulance down there, but just avoiding catastrophe here as he's able to rejoin the track and now race against the 84 of Josh Bittner.
Well,
Albert Anderson had a little bit of an issue and survived it. so good for him. Hang on. Okay.
Well, Valley Odinson joining us on YouTube once again, saying, by the way, Horse's Mouth says that James Bowden's name is said like Bobby Bowden, the football coach's name. Valley Odinson is the one that gave us the other information last week. Well, now he's telling us, well, it's the other way around. It is Bowden.
Well, we'll just have to get to the
My
root
goodness,
of the
I don't know
matter.
if we're getting trolled or what here.
You know what?
Yeah,
Easy way to simplify it. We'll just call him Bobby B from now
We'll
on.
ask him.
Yeah, we are
Bobby
asking.
B.
Oh man, 747 of Anderson definitely still continuing to maybe have an issue here as he got loose again, almost got rear-ended by the 11 of Tommy Welsh, but both guys up on their toes, able to keep this thing rolling on along. And you know, this is that that run that these guys were hoping for, especially, I mean, Vince Short, Tim Pope now having a really good battle here for second place. But you know, the 315, Zach Millett said, man, we just need to get into a rhythm and I think people will be okay. And run some good green flag laps now. Everybody's not stacked up on top of each other. Not saying that we don't have racing going on, as the 60 looks down low on the 72 right now, as well as some other guys here as the 19 of Cole Larson kind of lurks behind him here.
Well, what's really cool, because I know there's a lot of Stub Nation fans, Timothy Stubblefield, he's in the top 10 right now. And that number 92, really having a good race.
It threw me off earlier because I thought he was the 79 in this league too, but he's not. He's
We see him a few nights a week, and it's hard to keep track of whose number is what.
and we hate getting it wrong for you guys.
How he made us get it wrong. I don't trust this Valley guy. I mean, I'm gonna go straight to the source.
He said he
Yeah.
got chewed out by the driver.
Yeah,
So
it's whatever. It is what it is. These guys are trolling us now. We're gonna have we're gonna have some fights. I may fight the fans.
oh Lord, we don't need that.
Oh,
Like they were saying, let's go Stubbs out there.
Yeah, but I want to see some fights here tonight. I think we've seen some fireworks at minimum.
And Stubbs having a pretty good race, speaking of him, up there inside that top 10. He's been one of those kind of sneaky guys that you really don't think of Timmy as one of those guys racing for a win, especially not, you know, at a plate track or anything like that, as he's catching up to a wall of traffic there in front of him. But man, out of the last few races that we've seen him in, he hasn't finished any worse than like 10th. He's been in the top 10 pretty consistently.
Oh, big spin here, 79 and 99. 99 had a little help there, I think, John Ross.
Bringing out the
Yeah,
yellow,
Dave.
and of course we had to talk about Stubbs there, and he gets involved in it a little bit. Not too bad though on the damage side of things.
I think he's okay. He kind of brushed the front end of it. We'll
Dave
see.
Hoytsma did claim responsibility for that on the radio and apologized. He waited there on the track for traffic to clear. Man. It doesn't take much, does it, fellas, with these Arca cars? You know, getting underneath somebody, the way these cars are shaped, it just lifts the rear wheels off the ground, and next thing you know, you're going around.
It's like a wedge underneath the car.
Door stop, yeah.
Yeah, that's what happened there.
Yeah, and you know what? I think that's just the difference between, you know, braking spots. And referring back to what I said a little bit earlier there, English, I think, Turner, you might have been away. But the incidents that we have seen here, it hasn't been, you know, the side-to-side action for the most part. It's been the nose-to-tail action, I think, that's been causing the big issue here.
I think you're right on the money there. Papa Joe Bennett saying, let's go 00 Joe. DSMO for Life says, this race is an absolute mess out there.
Well, it has been, okay, but hey, it's racing. Sometimes it happens. So I think if we were in the trucks, the NASCAR trucks, I don't think we'd see this many points just because our incidents, kind of what you were saying, those trucks are tougher. It's hard to get them turned. These cars are easy to get them turned because of the way they're set up. That back end set so high.
Yeah, Valley's saying, yeah, kind of like running on ice out there almost. And it really is. The track temp it's still up there. It's cooled off some, we're approaching the afternoon. We're approaching 3 p.m. here, simulator time. But yeah, still 115 degrees out there on the track. We are in the desert Southwest here, after all, in Phoenix, and the sun is high in the sky. So, yeah, man, it makes real slick out.
Yeah, and I mean, I know, Turner, you're kind of one of the more recent transitions here to iRacing, kind of one of those COVID crowd people, but I know, English, you and I were racing on this thing before the new tire model came out, and could you imagine what these guys would be dealing with way back then, 2014, 2015, before what the current model is?
It was insane. I mean, you could come out with fresh tires and just hammer down and go before the new tire model came out. It's a lot more realistic now, and most of these guys have adapted very, very well to it. But yeah, there's really nothing you can do but just ride it out for a couple of laps before you start trying to slam power down, especially coming out of 4. There's just almost no grip there. 13 is going to come down on this lap a bit.
iRacing's done a awesome job of kind of putting a little money into it, trying to research how changing the tire models, changing the damage model, stuff like that. It's a work in progress, and it always will be, I think.
Oh, and I think that's also part to, they're actually getting the data from actual drivers out there in the real world. I mean, look at Christopher Bell out there. He's going to be racing for a championship here coming up, and I mean, he basically is. I believe he got most of his starts here on iRacing. So, just that little back and forth, and that just tells you, where these real life teams, find the future of the sport, and it's in simulators just like this one here at iRacing.
Yeah, he was one of those kids, I think, that grew up racing his local dirt track, as a youngster. And iRacing I'm sure that just helped spark his want to move up.
Indeed, as we go back to green flag racing here, a little bit of a checkup at the start, and that's going to cause some issues here as everybody's crossing the line. Oh, there goes the 55. I thought we had everything all checked up in time, but oh man.
Yep, checkups during the restarts have been an issue a couple of times tonight. 55, yeah, like you say, I thought he had it, maybe had it saved there, and oh man.
I think the 72 was coming in pretty hot there, and just not realizing that how big the checkup was, and ran out of time and space to slow down here. As we're gonna get another caution here for all you guys playing the shot game. This is caution number 13.
They're passed out by now.
Passed out. Oh man, it might not be. It's Friday night. Let them have some fun.
Turner, it's going to drop 20 degrees on the other side of this cold front that's coming in.
Already did around here.
Oh, mercy.
Yeah, I got the hoodie on. It's already cold.
Are you outside?
No, but I'm cold inside because I can feel it in my bones.
Kick the fire on, son.
Man, I'm going to be the exact opposite here this weekend. I might actually get the golf clubs back out of the basement, out of storage, because it's going to be like 70 up here this weekend.
Well, that's crazy. It cools off here. It gets warmer up there. Global warming, it's humans' problem. We screwed this whole thing up with our carbon footprints, allegedly. Actually, I blame it on the cows. Too much methane gas.
But they sure are tasty, aren't they?
I wouldn't trade them for nothing. If we're going to blow this world up, let's blow them up with cows. They taste so good.
Well, either way, we're going to get this thing restarted with Bowden or Bowden, or however we want to say it. The Fujifilm car, the 53 up at the front. The 11 of Tommy Welsh is going to start on his outside. Bittner, Ottinger up here inside this top 5 as well. Millett going to try to shuffle his way through the traffic. Same thing with that 728 of Timothy Pope. all coming on down into the pits here. Again, so off pit cycle for that 53-11-84 and the 76.
Yeah, I believe in Coach Bowden out there.
Why
though.
can't
I think
we-
He's got the winning strategy here.
Why don't we just talk to him and settle the damn score? We got
It's too
time?
late. We've nicknamed him the coach. It's Bowden.
Ooh, Eddie
Well, he's APX Motorsports is where he's at.
Eddie Rose out there. How are you still alive, my friend? Whew. He's been taking shots every time Zach has led laps. Whew.
Oh, man.
Hopefully that's shots of good old H2O, because he's led quite a few of them here tonight.
Well, pace, the lights are off on the pace car.
They are as
What-
we get all stacked
What are we
up.
going to expect here? Yeah, what are we going to do here?
I think we're going to expect the unexpected and the expected all at the same time, because that's how we like to work things here.
That sounds like a word salad. Are you the vice president?
No?
I love a good Greek salad. Never had words.
It's definitely a Friday for sure as we stack up behind this pace car whose lights are off and get ready to go back to green flag racing here. Him coming on down into pit lane here once again. Be on the lookout for that super shiny 315 to work his magic here through this crowd. This is going to be something fun to watch. But we still got a whole bunch of racing left as they come back down across the line side by side here for that 53 and 11. 53 getting a great start here. The 84, Josh Bittner's going to try to follow him on through and get around that 11 of Tommy Welsh. Oh no, the 84 is blinking a little bit there, but he's now back out there. The 315 of Zach Millett coming on up through, sticking that nose underneath that 11. Is he going to be able to get that run to work? Oh, as the 11 goes up, scrapes the outside wall. That's going to check him up a little bit and lose a little bit of speed as here comes the 84 up and around that 53. Oh, man, the 315. Did he just lose a tire or something? Because he just dove straight down into the inside pit wall.
Something happened.
He smacked the inside pit wall, had the brakes locked up. That'll bring out another caution.
He's still parked down there. He wasn't missing a tire, and then
Something broke in his rig. Had to. A connection issue.
oh,
Something broke in his rig.
I'm watching. You're gonna have to watch the replay, but he goes from having 4 tires, racing pretty good, and then he loses his left front.
It just disappeared. I've never seen anything like that.
You lose your left front. Did he have a?
I don't know. I didn't see him hit anything.
He didn't. The first thing he hit was the inside wall. His tire disappeared. That's strange.
Well, he's
We sure did. That front left locked up.
They're asking if he's disconnected. He is not. I saw him key up on the radio. He's trying to talk to you guys, Derek. He keyed up once right there when y'all were trying to talk to him, but I'm not sure what's going on.
hey,
That's a
that was a
crazy thing about iRacing, right?
that was the first time I saw anything like that here.
Like a mechanical issue or
Here, we're gonna
bad
do
spot a tire or something.
we're-
What the hell?
we're gonna do a little bit of live camera work here as we're gonna
Ooh,
kind of
fun.
adjust things around here because I want to see if it disappears or if his car just acts like it turns.
It didn't disappear on my screen. It just kind of looked like it locked up. The front left looked like it locked up.
So here he goes coming down the front straightaway, and it just turns dead left.
Yeah, it locks.
So a technical issue there for the 315 by the looks of it.
I know this is off topic, but I just heard Tom Barish, who just got the lucky dog. He stole Richard Gray's old line. You remember when he'd say, "Lucky dog coming around," and he'd go, "Oof, oof." I just heard Tom Bear's barking on the radio.
What happened? I didn't hear that. Maybe I'm having technical
Oh,
issues.
that was funny.
I'll be.
DSMO for Life saying TWFC. Not sure what that means, but Eddie Rose saying having fun and loving it.
Yeah, Zach came on the radio and there was it did lock up.
Oof.
Ah,
Something happened with his connection, I guess.
mercy.
Man, because we normally don't see anything like that. I mean, from whatever mechanical or technical, user or client side or whatever, whether it's the steering wheel or the software, normally what we see is the car just keep going straight. I don't think I've ever seen it just nosedive to the left.
Especially with a car that's been class of the field tonight. Started on the pole, maintained great position all night so far. Heartbreaking to have an equipment failure like that and just being taken out of the race
And
there.
now he's 3 laps down because of an equipment issue. But that's kind of like real life, right? NASCAR, these guys, they're having toe link problems and all this stuff.
Oh, the next gen car, yeah.
Yeah, everything's breaking, so that's kind of like, the iRacing version of that, if you look at it. But it's unfortunate because he was really, really fast tonight.
He cast aluminum parts on the next gen car, but
If you haven't ever believed in the curse of the broadcaster, well, then there's your pure evidence of it being a real thing. Because not too long after that, we got to talk to that 315, and that just out of nowhere problem. And man, people wonder why we don't want to talk to these guys, because we want everybody to have a good race.
the broadcast first thing's getting worse.
It doesn't happen. It's not real. What's wrong with you two? Watch this race.
That's the 84 of Bittner gets things started off here once again with the 53 on his outside. Green flag racing here once again. Getting way out in front is that 84. This is now shaking this entire race to its core. It's anybody's game now, as Vince Short now trying to shuffle on up through the inside, and here comes that 728 of Timothy Pope as well, trying to fight their way around that 53. Albert Anderson as well, being able to sneak through a lot of the incidents that have happened here tonight. He's trying to shuffle his way up through this field, currently up inside the top 5. The 60 of Brian Neff, side by side with the 11 of Tommy Welsh.
Aren't thin out here, but we're seeing more of that close side-by-side pinch in action in the middle of the field here. I love seeing those guys get close up on each other side by side like that. Or Joe Bennett trying to pinch 5 down low here.
I just like seeing people pinch each other.
Love all the pinching.
Yeah, that's your thing. Like crawfish pinchers.
You gotta pinch and twist the crawfish to disassemble it as well.
I do love disassembled crawfish.
Ooh,
Whoa, 11 big loose.
Tommy Welsh just managing to get a hold of that one just in time to go 3 wide here with the 5. Oh, goodness gracious. Everybody fighting for their lives out there as, oh no, Albert Anderson, we just said he kept it clean all race long, and oh man.
Tons and tons of cars involved, including the 72 of Carson Conway. Some of these guys might be hitting the incident limit here. I'm about to see at least 2 cars with meatball flags. Albert Anderson and Carson Conway, they have to pit to get damage repaired here. So far tonight,
Oh,
Chris Collins
man.
out of the race. Holmberg, Brott, Gray. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead, keep talking.
Oh, that's it.
Oh, okay. Talk about being in the middle of a crap sandwich here for Albert Anderson. He was almost running in. He did run into the 53, and then just like at the same time got run into by the 60, and just nothing he could do about that one there, as he ends up getting the 1-2 punch, and then you got the 99 getting involved in it as well. So, oh goodness gracious.
Looking from the 60's point of view, he couldn't see that the 747 was in the back of another car. Look at the angle he's looking at. If he did it from his cockpit view, He couldn't tell what was going on there. He didn't know he was pushing a pusher, basically.
Oh, I mean, even from the rooftop camera, you couldn't see it.
Yeah, it's
I'm still upset if it's me out there on the track. I want to arm wrestle somebody,
Yeah.
fight him, punch him in the face. I don't know. It was a racing deal, according to Derek Welch. You're right, English. I tried to make something out of nothing.
trying to make a mountain out of a molehill.
They were very tight right there. There's
Part of your
really
job.
nothing they could do, and just unfortunate for Albert Anderson to be in the middle of that.
Now, while we're here under caution, I think it's time we settled this debate here. Let's talk to that 53 machine of James Bowden or Bowden here. Another one of those APX team drivers. Hey James, this guy's in the booth. Got a copy, buddy?
Damn, I'm at 17.
James, this is the guys in the broadcast booth. Got a copy?
Yeah, what's going on, killer?
Hey man, you're been doing pretty good. A little different pit cycle from everybody else, but really the main point we need to get across here is, you know, Valley Odinson. We can't trust this guy. How are we supposed to correctly pronounce your last name, sir?
It is Bowden.
You were
Like-
right, Adam.
I knew it. Bobby Bowden, he probably kin to you. Good luck the rest of this race. We got this thing squared away. Finally. Don't trust Valley. Good luck to you though. We're having some
Thank
fun.
you.
We still got a couple laps of pace in here, but yeah,
Oh,
right
okay.
now, yeah, 17th. But you just came down into the pits. Different pit cycle than pretty much everyone else out here in this field. I know it's been a little bit of a caution fest out there here tonight, James. But what are you guys kind of feeling like in the cars right now?
I mean, it's tough out here. Everybody's grounding for every spot. It's very tough. I got my hands full with this wheel.
Well, good luck the rest of the race out there, Coach. And we'll talk to you hopefully on the podium at the end of this deal.
Go APX, right?
All right, so there we go. Everything is all settled there. As we get ready to go back to green flag racing, we're going to have Vince Short and Tim Pope up at the front. John Ross and 00 Joe Bennett sitting right there behind him as the pace car peels off down into pit lane. We are about 45 laps away from closing this one on down, so it is definitely getting to crunch time. Oh, immediately off the bat, we have somebody riding up against the wall as we go side by side here for the race lead. The 15 getting a good restart, though. He's been getting a lot of good practice on the outsides. First time he's restarted here on the inside from up at the front as a 728 of Timothy Pope giving it all he's got here on that far outside lane.
70 Robert Amaral backwards in the grass here. He's off the race's surface, so we're staying green here. He's trying to get back on the track.
As the racing up front continues, we still have some good battles going on. Joe Bennett and John Ross having a pretty good one, battling side by side here for one of those podium spots here in third. Nicholas Coates sitting there laying in wait. He was involved in a pretty big wreck, actually a couple of them here, and he's been racing pretty strong to try to fight his way back on up here. Jeff Ottinger as well in that big-ass fans machine trying to climb up this leaderboard. Mike Adamson, right now, he's dealing with the 11 of Tommy Welsh trying to come up from behind him here. As here goes Vince Short and Tim Pope again, side by side, down this dog leg back straightaway, 728 with the run, though. Not able to quite maybe get down low into the corner as much as he wanted to, as the 15 was still just barely there, but still able to make that run stick.
Finally got some fun stuff happening out there. Valley, it says I got some trust issues.
Yeah, you do.
I got
You
some
really
personal-
do.
I got some personal problems. So I hate to bring it out on the viewers.
Yeah, he's
My
taking
apologies.
it out on Valley.
Yeah, man, I'm sorry about that.
I hope we get to see him racing soon. I'd like to see him out
Yeah,
here.
come on out here. We could mess your name up. We're probably screwing that up too.
Yeah. problem.
Ooh, man, big checkup here as the 99 and the 5 continue to battle side by side. That's checking up to 751, the 76, and others here in behind them as they're trying to tell these guys, hey, hurry this battle up. We want to get around y'all and keep moving up this leaderboard as Timothy Pope tries to drive away from that 15 of Vince Short out in front.
Oh.
Man, side by side they go. That looks like the 5 finally getting some airspace here. That's going to allow that 751 of Adamson slide up down underneath that 99 of John the Boss Ross here, heading down into the kind of like dog leg straightaway here. Still going to be side by side as they get down into turns 3 and 4.
Did the time change already? Have we fallen back? Is that?
That's next week. Yeah.
Oh, I thought we'd already made it to next week. That's how.
Is it this upcoming Sunday? It is.
Yeah, yeah. I thought.
Okay.
Anyway, this race is taking a while. Yeah, it's taking a little life out of me. There's a lot of fun stuff happening, but we're still.
This is the last time we'll have to change our cars, isn't it?
No, we'll have to spring forward, and then if the bill passes, that'll be the last time.
Oh, I think it's signed already.
No, not yet.
Dadgummit.
It doesn't
Ain't real.
matter. Those idiots up in D.C. are going to screw it up regardless. They're probably going to make money off of it somehow because that's what they do. Look at this stuff happening out here. Number 11 is high up there on the...
He's making it work, though, isn't he?
He's
really
he's
is.
trying to at the same time. The 92 of Timmy Stubblefield, he's been battling here. He's looking good on that low line, trying to get some spots here. As now people trying to work their way around him on the outside, like Hoytsma, Dickerson, all in line behind that 92. And here, oh, he's leaving a little bit of a gap here up on the inside. That's going to allow that 69 of Larry Dickerson. Oh no, up into the wall. Man, it's going to be 3 wide coming out of turns 1 and 2 here. The 53, the 73, the 84 making their way on through, man. That wall scrape just absolutely kills you. Oh, it's the 73 now up into the wall.
Yeah, Josh Bidden's getting a good view of all the wall scraping in front of him there in that TrackDogsRacing.com Chevrolet. Got through it all.
Stubbs did what you're supposed to do in an Arca car when you get in the wall, is just leave it up there until you can kind of ease it off, because if you yank that wheel to the right, you're going right into traffic.
Ooh, man, slamming the door there. Got the 99 in the 76 with a great battle going on for somewhere here in the top 6. Looks like right now John Ross holding on to that spot. 00 Joe Bennett, man, he's got a crowd of hungry drivers right there behind him racing for third. Nick Coate and Mike Adamson battling hard back here. Brian Neff as well side by side with the 11. Oh, contact made, able to keep it straight though, as he also got the 79 of Dave Hoytsma rating right there behind him.
Yeah, right back there, you saw the 60 pinch the 79 down real low and then got around him. And then the 79 pinched America's driver down real low. So these guys are learning from each other, I think, about pinching each other low. As you see the 79 do it again right there to the 747.
Ooh, the 11 up in the outside wall again. He's going to be slow coming off of that turn, causing a little bit of a checkup here on that outside lane. And it looks like, oh, contact made. There's a side-by-side action with Hoytsma. Oh, and that's going to bring out the yellow. Oh, no. After action going on here around James Bowden.
Yeah, the coach got into a couple cars there.
Well, does that gives
Replay
Albert
there.
Does Albert get the lucky dog on that? I'm trying to see who the lucky dog would be. Looks like Albert. I think
It should be Anderson.
Yeah, it is.
53 of Bowden's going to get the EOL there for causing that incident.
Okay, now I'm starting to wonder about this thing. Every time y'all talk to somebody, it ain't me. They get into some kind of issue. What is happening with the broadcaster curse? We should do a poll. Do we think that's a thing?
We already know what the answer to that's going to be, but I mean, we can.
Yeah, we shouldn't. No, you don't have to. That's too much work.
I mean, we have all these view. We have 23 people viewing right now.
Do we?
Yeah, 19 thumbs up. from these good folks out there.
That's it.
Yeah,
Who's the others? We need a
that's
thumbs
pretty
up.
good.
Somebody gave us a thumbs down, I imagine.
I'm grateful for all of the thumbs up we get, all the feedback we get, whether it's positive or negative.
That's true.
I don't know how to answer this poll.
Fire the pit road
Because-
guy. That's probably
Yeah, he's got trust issues anyway. But this broadcaster curse thing, we've seen it happen for weeks and weeks now. It seems like it's getting worse around Halloween. I don't know, man. There may be something to it.
What does Halloween have to do with anything?
Kooky stuff happens. This is kind of kooky.
That's a fabricated holiday for capitalism.
Oh, I thought it was like a real deal, like All Hallows Eve was like some kind of pagan thing or something. I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
I get to eat a lot of candy though. That's all I know.
Oh, yeah, I'm not gonna crush on that. That's pretty cool.
DSMO for Life says, please don't talk about the 11.
Okay, well, you just did.
They're pulling for Thomas Welch out there. Thomas Welch is having a heck of a race tonight.
Well, if you
Almost in the top 10, securing 11th place right now.
well, then we should talk to him then, because he won't be in the top 10.
Oh, no. Don't do that to this guy, man.
Okay, fine.
That's pretty funny. Trying to see what people believe here. Looks like majority say that yes, they think it's a real thing. So far. Poll isn't over yet though. So
Or
y'all
they
can
don't
vote.
care one or the other.
Or they don't care. Go vote it, guys, if you can.
Sometimes when we have like 20 accidents or whatever in the races, we get a little off topic and have fun.
Yeah.
We want y'all to have fun because there is still good racing. It just tends to get chopped up a little bit because of some of the stuff.
And we're inside the final 30 laps as well as Mr. English. I think we got some more disconnections happening.
Yeah, looks like a couple of guys here dropping out. Carson Conway done for the night. Robert Emerald done for the night. Zach Millett, after that weird disappearing tire thing, he's gone. Toby Blakesley in the 97 has disconnected as well. Majority of the cars still out here on the track trying to make something happen tonight. Valley Odinson says the broadcaster curse goes deep enough, like mentioning a no-hitter developing a baseball game. That's a good analogy. Broadcasters do not talk about it until they do, and then it'll screw up. Yeah.
Well, either way, here we go, side by side, green flag racing. Once again, Mike Adamson out in front with the 5 of Nick Coate, side by side. They continue side by side. Man, look at the run that the 5's getting on that outside lane. But the 751 able to bring back some speed here on corner exit. They're going to still be side by side heading on down into the dog leg straightaway. You got the 15 and the 00 side by side here. So we got a couple rows of side by side action going on as the 5 of Nick Coate finally gets the run here. Able to maybe try to run away from things as they continue to race behind him.
As I said earlier, at a track like this, a good run doesn't mean anything unless you can clear that other car, and he sure as heck did it, man. What a run.
Ooh, little bit of a bobble there from that 60 of Brian Neff, bringing him back a couple of positions here. Oh, a stack up behind the 69 of Dickerson as well, sending people on down into the grass.
11 is loose. 11. Oh, Lord.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not.
So it's got to be real. It's got to be real.
Well, they mentioned him. We didn't mention him. We didn't talk to him. We're going to blame that on the viewer.
Well, we didn't talk to Albert Anderson either. All I said was he was having a pretty clean race, and then he gets snagged up. So, man.
Oh my God, I'm going to quit. I think I'm
DSMO for Life is not like this right now. Mentioned in the 11. How did that happen?
Oh, God. He just broke loose in turns 3 and 4, and
Well, feel free to change your vote now. If you didn't believe in it before, believe in it now. He just kind of overcooked it. It looked like.
No, he got John Ross in 99. Overcooked it and hit him.
Oh, I'm talking about the 11.
Yeah, 99 hit the 11.
Oh, did he?
He did. That's what started the whole chain reaction of things. he hit him in turn 3, and he tried to ride it as into turn 4. When he got back into power, that's when he has
Okay, I got you.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Sorry,
Now I
didn't
see
the
you.
first part. I didn't see it, Adam.
Well, that's why you have me here. Yeah, I do.
Good catch for sure, dude.
It looked like he actually had that for the most part saved too. Ooh, man, Timothy Pope. You talk about getting some luck here. Is the 11 snapped right back across the track in front of him. Woo, goodness gracious. Get Tim some new pair of pants there. So we go ahead and go under caution here once again. Man, I think we just need to stop talking and just show what's going on the track.
Just do a crank it up section or something.
I know. I don't want to talk about nobody no more.
I mean, do we even need to be here anymore? We're ruining everybody's race. Eddie Rose says something about talking to somebody. I won't even mention the person's
we
name.
can't say it.
Nope, I'm not saying it. I don't want to be involved in the shenanigans.
It's gonna happen again if we do talk about the 15 events at Short. It might happen to him. Oh shoot, I slipped up.
Oh Lord.
Sorry, Eddie.
I gotta go I'm out of cold beer, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's Friday night. Y'all have run me out of beer.
I've got reserve. Well, I'm sitting next to a fridge full, so
Well, I have reserve, but it's not near me. I'm gonna have to step away from my Federal 15.
go get it, buddy.
All right.
We got you covered.
That we do. But first, I'm having an issue with my contacts. Damn it. English. Talk about our great sponsors.
Yeah. Our sponsors tonight. Series sponsor for all the Num Thumbs Racing League series. That's Arca, Xfinity, and the Next Gen Cup. All brought to you by JP Designs and 3D Prints. They are your one-stop shop for car paints. They can 3D print just about anything, including button boxes. So go check them out. JP Designs and 3D Prints. Davidson Builders online with us again this season. I think they're in North New Jersey, aren't they, Alan?
Yeah, that they are.
Quality products, quality parts to tackle any kind of remodeling job you got in your home or even new builds. So check them out, davidsonbuilders.com. Who else we got there, Alan?
Oh, we got Admin Box as well. Jumping on board here.
We got Sim Gear Central. Also do some kick-ass button boxes. They're working on their website, but they're adding new stuff all the time. Definitely go check them out. Country Through the Ages, sponsoring all the replays tonight. So thank you, Cooker, over there. He does a kick-ass job on that site. If you're into old country music like me and Turner are, he puts out all kinds of cool articles and stuff. He's got a Facebook page as well as a web page. Track Bar Media on with us as well, and TrackDogsRacing.com for all your memorabilia.
Excellent. Well, good job getting that in time here as we get ready to go back to green flag racing here. 15 in the 5, side by side on down into turns 1 and 2. Still going to be side by side. Great battle going on between these two guys. They've been racing pretty well up at the front just about all race long. 69 of Dickerson up there as well. Sending on down into turns 3 and 4. Here, oh no, up into the wall goes that 69 sideways across the track, almost getting into Timothy Pope there, man. Pope dodging another bullet as we continue to race under green flag here.
Yeah, they able to stay low enough to keep this thing green. I hope we get some more green flag action in before we get too close to the end of this deal, because green flag racing here at Phoenix is very exciting.
It is. Oh man, the 76 of Ottinger broke loose there as well. He's going to tuck back into line behind this 747 of Albert Anderson. Vince Short out in front though with the 5 of Nick Coate. Just behind him, Brian Neff having a great night. Same thing with that 84 of Josh Bittner. 00 Joe Bennett hanging around in this top 5 as well. As looks like some racing starting to spread out just a little bit. It's 92. Tim Stubblefield, though, he's facing a challenge from that 747.
Look, I'm using a heart hands emoji. That's the first time I've ever used that.
What is that?
Oh, it didn't work. Oh, there it goes.
Our hands.
Learning new stuff about the internet all the time. A lot of single file out here as we start to wind on down. Less than 20 laps to go here in Phoenix. We're glad you're enjoying the show, Christine. We love putting on a good show for y'all week in and week out. We're currently doing 5 nights a week here on AAA Broadcasting. Make sure to subscribe. Check out our Facebook page for updates.
Ooh. Look at that, Albert Anderson, what is that, Ottinger? And battling. Did she say it's fun and wholesome? Look, I try to keep it PG-13. Sometimes we get a little crazy.
Yeah.
And that's
We get a little
usually
wild.
me. I've been banned from one league. Like, they gave me like a warning.
It was double secret probation. That's
Yeah, I got in a little trouble. I've been trying to keep it PG since then. Oh, Ottinger. You saw that?
I did. A little bit of a checkup there as the 747 and the 92 continued to battle side by side here, and he was coming up with a heck of a run. Really nowhere to go with it, and he ended up breaking loose just a little bit, bringing that 751 of Mike Adamson back up into this little bit of a fight going on as Nick Coate gets passed by the 60 up here for second by the 60 of Brian Neff. So great battles going on here as we continue to put laps away from Phoenix. 17 laps left here remaining in this long slobber knocker of a race as both 747 and that 76 managed to get around that 92. Here comes the 751 of Mike Adamson.
big slobber. I saw the 84 and a couple of other cars. That's beating that wall like it owes them money or something because, you know, I guess it's just tire wear starting to get the best of some of these drivers, and it's just sliding up into it.
Well, we are close to Vegas. It may owe money, but what I saw was Ottinger slide up and do a slide job on Stubblefield there in a lap ago. So he's getting real aggressive out here in that 76 big-ass fans car. Oh, no.
Oh, 69 and Dickerson involved in an accident. Yellow is out. Somebody got wrecked down into the infield as well.
I think it was a 19.
Oh, 19 of Cole Larson. We haven't really talked about Cole much here today. It looks like the 69, though, other than some heavy damage, able to try to drive out of that one. But the 19 definitely suffering from some damage here as well. Oh, man, it just looked like the 69 just came up and turned himself across the 19.
He looked like he had shot out of a missile and forgot that there's a lifting point in that corner. Came straight across the front end of the 19.
I think the 69 is going to get yet another EOL for causing an accident.
Well, did he give the 19 the EOL as well? I don't know.
I doubt it. I don't see.
19 did come down a hair. Whatever, it was.
I don't know. I'm glad
Hey.
I'm not an admin for this league.
I'm glad.
It's hard
yeah.
to make these decisions.
So who do we want to curse next? Does any of the fans out
Jennifer
there hate?
Ray is pulling for Stub Nation, but I don't want to curse
No, I don't want
anybody
to
else.
curse him. But if any
Sure.
fans really don't like a driver, because I like to see a little hate.
Oh no!
If y'all
You're hating
hate
him
a
now,
driver,
man.
just say I don't like the number whatever, and then I'll mention their name.
There shouldn't be any hate out here, Adam.
Oh, you gotta have a little hate in your heart to be a race car driver. You know, you gotta drive angry sometimes. Not all the time.
Hate in your heart? Are you hearing yourself? Golly.
The number one had some hate in his heart against that wall this last weekend.
Yeah,
So
he did. Yeah.
I don't think he liked the number 11 either. Those two have been fighting each other all year. So you gotta have a little. I mean, it's good rivalry. Good
Rivalry, yeah. Wholesome rivalry.
Well, it doesn't always have to be wholesome. You can throw punches. I mean, maybe curse a little bit. But at the end of the day, you should respect each other.
Everybody's going to get together at the end of this deal and crack a couple cold ones like we're doing right.
I hope so. It's Friday. Why not? I've had
Yeah, man.
really been.
Well, and you know what? That's just it too, right? Like, we've broadcasted for a numerous amount of leagues, and even some of like the super clean ones that we've seen, where we've seen flag to flag racing, like from start to finish. They even occasionally have, you know, a bad race, and that's, you know, this is just what we can kind of chalk this one up to. You know, it's been exciting. Yeah, we've had a lot of cautions. It may not be the best race and this, that, and the other, but man, it's just one of those bad nights, and hopefully people can take take that away here tonight and just be like, you know what, it was a bad night. No reason to get, turned up on all over it. Just, it's a Friday night. We still have the full weekend left. Go out there, relax, have a few beers on the deck, whatever, and get back to it. Coming back on next week, and even then, a lot of these guys race here on Sunday nights in the Xfinity Super Speedway League. So, they can, get back to it and get back to something that is going to run pretty clean here.
Yeah, talk about relaxing on the deck. We have carports down here. You got a carport, and that's where every mosquito in the local area congregates. If you're there, they're on.
Listen here. This is how fancy I am. I have a deck and a carport.
You are fancy.
You can't beat that. Yeah, I got both. So
you've got a garage and a shop.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, big time. That doesn't mean the mosquitoes don't know where they are.
That has nothing to do with your yacht fund, though.
Well, y'all, we're working on that here.
Y'all
Y'all
yacht fund.
get that together. We need some.
Go fund me for Adam's yacht.
Yeah.
So the pace car comes diving back down into pit lane here. The 15 and the 60 get things started off with 11 laps left to go here from Phoenix, side by side on down into turns 1 and 2. Man, that outside just gets the run, but immediately with the comeback comes the 15, still up the inside of the 60, side by side. Oh, the 84 trying to take a peek here as they spin in front of them. Oh, hang on to it. Oh, it's the 60 with the checkup. It's going to be 3 wide, 4 wide here. Still beating and banging. Still wrecking through turns 3 and 4. Oh, my goodness. Big wreck on the front straightaway here.
Come on. I thought they were going to hold that. I thought they were going to hold it. That was wild. Come on.
Folks running backwards down the track.
All right, let's
See,
blame.
only have
Who are we
reverse gear?
going to blame someone for this?
I'm just gonna sit here and drink beer. This thing is.
Yeah, me too. All right. So the 60 and the 15 started it. Let's put it that way.
Man, it was just hard racing here. I gotta find my chopper camera to get a view of this one.
Way up in the front too, man. That's
yeah.
It's crazy when a race starts, a wreck starts in the front. It just propagates, and there's no end to it until it's over.
I mean,
They were literally 1 and 2.
So we'll walk you guys through this wreck, as this wreck started here in the dogleg. Okay, this is how long this wreck took to actually come to a final conclusion here. It's the 15 and the 60 get together. The 84 nowhere to go with the checkup, gets involved in it as well. The 5 sneaks around on the low side, tries to come back up onto the track. Maybe the 15 not getting the spotter call there, gets those two get turned around. At the same time, the 84 and the 60 have a wreck. Meanwhile, at the same time of that, the 728 gets bowled over by both the 79 and the 747. And we're still not done yet. Hold on a second. I gotta change camera angles again.
Catch breath. Eat a taco. Get a breath.
Find you another angle. There's more action.
While that was going on, the 53. Oh my God, the 53 was trying to get checked up before running into the 751, causing them to go for a wild ride. Oh my goodness, that was just man. It was like an Oprah episode coming down to Christmas.
You get a broken bumper. You get a broken bumper.
Oh my Lord.
Well, isn't this the track where, wasn't it Jeff Gordon and Clint Boyer got into it? One of them wrecked the other here.
I don't
Pretty
recall.
sure.
I've seen the reenactment of it.
I don't know, but this is what I want to see. Somebody wrecking somebody on purpose and turning somebody. You got to get turned and get learnt. No, this isn't, but maybe next time around it will be.
We always hate it. You never want to, like, make fun of somebody, because everyone out here, they're working their tail off, and this is a long race, right? And they're trying their best to get a good finish here tonight. And after a wreck like that, I had to mute myself, because I'm just laughing because of it. It just kept going and going and going and going, and just, oh man, and it's not like really anybody's fault. It was hard racing inside, essentially 10 laps to go, and just, oh man, it's just tough.
Yeah, Bittner involved in that, and understandably pretty upset about it.
Was he?
On the YouTube chat now.
Oh no.
He is none too happy.
Oh, I like that. Maybe he wants to fist fight someone. We could do it for charity.
Well, I think it's more disappointment than anything, And I feel you, bud. I mean, it happens.
Well, and you got to remember, these guys have been sitting behind the wheel for going on an hour and a half, probably, or more now. And the frustration is setting in. You're having such a good race, or you're having this or that, you're going to get emotional. It's just the way it is. That's why we have like cool down periods after the race and then talk about it later.
And either way, here we go. Back to green flag racing here. 6 laps now left. Out in front is 00 Joe Bennett with the 76 of Jeff Ottinger. Got the 79 of Dave Hoytsma out there as well as they go side by side racing for podium spots here. Mike Adamson coming back after getting involved in that accident here. Continuing to run and charge up this leaderboard now with 6 laps to go, entering turns 3 and 4. Kind of single file here. Oh, man.
Alrighty, well, that was the 64, the 60, and the 84. Oh, okay.
60 involved in the last incident.
Yeah.
Came down pit and then got back out on the track. And
that Jeff Gordon, Clint Boyer.
Oh, man. This was just hard racing. I don't think there was anything really to this one. It looks like the 60 pinching down on the 84 a little bit of a car contact, loosened up the 84 and spun him back up across the track here. And
you think that back end caught him, and that's what?
By the looks on how the cars reacted, that's exactly what it kind of looks like happened to me.
And that could you're right. They barely touched there, and it could have involved a little net code.
Well,
So
it could go either way. I'm sure we'll find out. Find out before too long. Jennifer Ray saying, "Let's go Stub Nation." Track Bar Media saying, "Let's go Vince. Bring one home for Track Bar Media tonight." Tommy Welch saying, "Rough ending for me." Yeah, he did have a rough one out there in that 11 machine. Thomas Welch, broadcaster curse struck again. Go ahead there, Alan. What you got, buddy?
Oh, just saying we're gonna have a green-white checker finish to finish off this. Why the heck not? We've already thrown this one to the wind here, so why not throw some green-white checkers into the mix as well? We're gonna have 00 Joe Bennett up at the front with the 79 of Dave Hoytsma, 76 of Jeff Ottinger there, 751 Mike Adamson, 55 Tom Barish, 53 of the coach James Bowden up there inside this top 10. Same thing with the 747 of Albert Anderson, Cole Larson, Timothy Stubblefield, and the 5 of Nick Coate all up on this lead lap here. And boys, from where we started and from the first few laps that we were watching here, this is not exactly what I just throw the rest of the race out, but looking at who's here in this top 10, man, we got a lot of surprising names up there that we didn't expect to see here, possibly racing for this race win.
We did, and it ain't over. I mean, you could have some people like Cole Larson, the 19. We talked about him earlier. We talked about him because we haven't talked about him very much, but he's been on the lead lap all night tonight. He's got a shot from that outside 4th row on this restart to make some stuff happen. If he can dodge the next wreck that happens towards the front, even Cole Larson back there has a great shot at this thing. So don't count anybody out. He's been consistent all night. So watch for the 19.
Yeah, it's just never know. If you're on the lead lap here, you do still have a chance. It's going to end up being like almost like a Dega race or a plate track.
That's
race.
exactly what I was thinking. Well, these guys got 3 shots at a green-white checker. Judging by how this race has gone so far, how many are they going to use, fellas? I'm thinking they might be pushing 2 or 3 here.
No, I don't want to be involved at all in throwing karma into this thing because we
You're not going to, no comment?
no comment. Either way, the lights on the pace car are off as we get ready. As we get ready to go back to green flag racing here. You know what that means for this green-white checker finish. It's time to buckle up, strap on that drinking helmet, and throw inhibition out the window if you had any left as we get ready to go back to racing here. Up at the front, 00 Joe Bennett with the 79 of Dave Hoytsma. Bring this field on down across the line here. A lot of cars are missing from this pack as we go back to green flag here. 00 securely down on against that yellow line as here comes that 79 trying to pick up the run here on the outside. Still going to be side by side as they enter in the dog leg here on down into turns 3 and 4. Here comes the 76 with a big run, trying to shove his nose up in there as well, get his name up into the mix. Not quite there as the 00 continues to lead out of turn number 4, but it's still going to be side by side as they come back across the line. White flag here, no more cautions. This is it, the final lap as they continue to race side by side. Man, that 79 hard up against the wall. He's going to come back down across the track, get into the 00, taking both of them out. So that's going to leave the 76 out in front with the 751 behind in tow. He's going to maybe make one last little lunge attempt here as they head on down through turns 3 and 4. It's not going to be quite enough as the 76 is going to come across the line. Big incident here as they cross the line, but it's going to be the 53 of James Bowden picking up that final podium spot.
Stubblefield got him a top 6, up 20. What in the hell did we just observe?
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Mike Adamson, that Napa car, we saw him getting banged up earlier in the race. Way to stick with it and, just survive here. That front row wreck, we've got to see that again. 00 Joe and...
Well, you know what? The broadcaster curse is over because we did talk to James. We talked to James Bowden. And look at him. Podium. Up 20. So you can take your broadcaster curse and shove it.
Whoa!
So then after that, between the 00, we also had wrecking coming across the line. Albert Anderson, because I believe that was Hoytsma going way down low. And Albert in the 19 just gets snagged up together here.
60% of the time, it works every time. Curse deal, I believe.
Yeah, that's about what that's worth.
Jeff Ottinger, though, man, what a win for him. He started way back in 14th place in that big-ass fans sponsored machine. Great run for him tonight. Hey, man, we said it. If you're on the lead lap, you got a shot, right?
Yeah, sure do.
And, Cole Larson ended up snagging an 8th. But, man, heartbreak for these guys that were racing up front together. Just hate to see Tommy Welch saying, hey, did the 79 bounce off the wall? Go back and watch that replay a couple more times before the night is over. But, yeah, Papa Joe saying, looked like the 00 had that race sewn up, but stuff just happens out there. That racing, these guys get it in their blood, and that adrenaline's pumping on that last lap. That hard wits about you. We got a couple guys in the podium channel now.
And the 79 did not bounce. However, he was breaking loose, and that's what sent him down and back across the track.
Cook them tires, man.
Man, you ain't kidding. As we get to talk to some podium finishers here. Let's start these ones off with tonight's third place finisher, and we talked to him earlier here tonight. It's going to be the coach, James Bowden, picking up a third place finish here tonight, up 20 spots. James, congratulations on fighting your way back, and we're sorry for that earlier curse of the broadcaster. You know, we talked to you, and then you got involved in a big one, but hey, you stuck with it, you fought back, and you found yourself up here on the podium.
Yeah, it was a handful, like I said on the first interview there. That car is a monster to handle.
Yeah, we'll talk about next week, man. We got Talladega coming up. As we know, anything can happen with all the pack racing at the big plate tracks. But the Arca cars there are something else. They actually handle pretty well in the draft. You looking forward to that one, buddy?
I am. It's one of my favorite tracks.
Same
I
here.
love the speedways.
Well, I mean, this was like a small version of a super speedway. It seemed like with all the giant crashes we had. But look at you. I mean, up 20 spots. You did a great job, man. Congratulations. You have any shout outs or anything like that?
Oh, just with my teammates there, Dave and Timothy Stubblefield and Dave Hoosma with ATX Racing. They did a fine job too.
Well, Matt Smith was cheering for you all night long out there on the YouTube. You want us to call you the coach, or you want us to call you Slim? Because he seems to think that's your nickname is Slim, isn't it?
It is. Everybody calls me Slim.
Well, that's settled right there, Slim. Well, great job finishing tonight on the podium.
Well, thank you very much.
As we move up this leaderboard, we get to talk to a guy who's no stranger to us, and that's going to be the 751 of Mike Adamson. Mike, we really don't want to get too involved in this race. It was a mess for pretty much everybody. I'm surprised, people still had sheet metal left on their cars here tonight, but a solid second place finish for you here, especially with some of the incidents that you were involved in, fighting back hard and fighting back strong. Just kind of looked like, man, these cars were definitely a handful to drive out here. Just a very loose condition all the way around this racetrack.
Yeah, definitely. Especially off the exit of 2 and 4, it was real fine line on throttling it. You just couldn't go full throttle until you almost got straight up off the corners.
Well, that Napa Chevrolet, you had a heck of a race out there, and yeah, it was just survival there towards the end. How was it coming out of 4? It looks like that's where most people were having trouble, was putting down power in that tight little turn as you come on to the front stretch there. Is that where you think people are having the most grip problems coming out of 4?
Yeah, I think it was there and 2, but I think 4 was definitely the most. But I found a little hitch in arcing it high and then driving it to the bottom was really able to drive it off of turn 4.
Well, once again, great job. This was a tough one. We did, like we say, I'm not getting in the middle of this mayhem. We had enough fun watching it and kind of seeing how hard it was for y'all out there. So to be up there in the podium, that's a pretty hard feat. So you have any shout outs or anything?
Oh, definitely. As always, my team, track dogs over here, and all my team Limitless boys. It was definitely a hard fight to even get a podium. I didn't think at one point I was going to get a podium, but other than that, shout out to my wife, my kids. I'm on vacation. I go back to work next Monday, so I'm still celebrating.
Awesome, man. Well, congratulations on the second place finish here tonight, Mike. A good run and good effort, and we look forward to seeing you out here again. I believe you're part of the Sunday Night League here. Kind of looking forward to some super speedway action, as well as catching you back out here, because I believe Talladega is next on the schedule here for these Arca cars. And man, we know you love some good old plate track racing.
Absolutely. I definitely like that old, what was the famous words of Dale Sr.? I don't, at a draft where I can see the air.
He could, man. He had that gift where he could tell what was going on coming off somebody's spoiler or off their fender.
He just had an act for that restrictor plate racing though, man. And I love it. I enjoy it very much. You just got to be on your toes and you just got to have your instincts ready to go.
Well, it might have something to do with you being from Florida and semi close to Daytona. I'm sure you've run quite a few laps there, but yeah, a lot of differences between Daytona and Talladega. But good luck next week at the big track.
Absolutely. Thank you guys, and doing a wonderful job of putting it home.
And as we finish the interviews off, let's talk to tonight's race winner. It's going to be the 76 machine of Jeff Ottinger. Oh, Jeff, I know this one's got a lot to unpack here, but still, you walk away here with a race win, and you also got involved in quite a few of the big wrecks here and able to fight your way back through and pick up this W here tonight, and just kind of talk us through this race, how challenging of a track this is, how challenging of a race this ended up turning out to be, and man, just talk about your race in general.
Yeah, I think we pretty much got collected in every single wreck, so I was pretty much out of fast repairs there at the end, and I had to play it kind of safe going into the final laps here, but not exactly how you want to win a race, but I'll take it every single time if it's going to present like that. So, I like the combo of this track and this car. I think somebody else mentioned that too. It's fun. It does challenge the driver, gives them, some things to work out technically. So I had a lot of fun.
Well, Jeff, great job tonight. You kind of took my question away. I was going to ask you about the car track combo, but man, you definitely had it figured out in that big-ass fan's Dodge Charger. One of the only Dodges running around out here. Next week, talk about next week a little bit. Plate track with the Arca cars. We know that aero is everything in a track like that, and these Arca cars can be kind of tricky. We know you can't bump draft with them because of the shape of the nose, meeting up with the shape of the tail. All you're doing is lifting up the guy's rear tires off the ground. What's y'all's strategy going into Talladega? Are you just trying to keep it close? Just trying to stay right off of somebody's bumper in the drafting game?
Yeah, with these cars, I think you got to stay pretty damn close without touching. But I think I've had a lot of practice doing that, so I think we should perform pretty well there. Yeah, just qualify high and stay up there.
Well, you did a great job tonight. I mean, this was a definite marathon. So awesome job. You put that thing in victory lane. Who would you like to thank?
I will thank my wife and kids for putting up with Dad's hobby here, and give you guys a shout out as well. You always do a great job.
Awesome, Jeff. We appreciate it, brother, and congratulations on tonight's race win, and we look forward to seeing you out here on the track here again soon enough.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Oh,
that cat has been a great driver. I'm glad to see him get up there and snag a checkered flag. It's been really, really fun watching him run.
You ain't kidding. It's definitely been a long time coming for Jeff Ottinger here, and shutting things down here from Phoenix, boys. Oh man, we'll just chalk this one up and
try to forget
it. Move on. We got plenty of other good races here coming up.
Bad.
I had fun. I had fun. Anytime we're watching a race with these guys, it's fun. This just happened to be a little bit different than the others.
That it was. Well, while we do kind of wind things down here from the desert, let's go ahead and tell everybody where their favorite driver finished here tonight. Starting off with that 76 of Jeff Ottinger, picking up the big time win here. The 751, Mike Adamson with a solid second place finish there himself. You got Slim 53, James Bowden up 20 spots. He is on the podium as well. 55, Tom Barish. We didn't really talk about him because he basically started this one, a couple laps down, had an issue early on. But man, he's up 24, your hard charger of the day to finish in fourth. Great run there for the 55. Same thing with that 747 of Albert Anderson. Even though he was wrecking across the line, it was still good enough for a top 5 finish. Don't worry, fans, for Team Stubbs. He got up there into 6th, up 20 spots, and this is why when the curse of the broadcaster, comes into effect, we don't like to talk about some of your drivers, because look at what happens. He's able to get through it and get a good top 10 finish.
Right.
I also got the 5 of Nick Coate there. Man, he was having a heck of a race out there tonight, still finishing inside that top 10 in 7th. 19 of Cole Larson coming out of nowhere to finish inside of this top 10, finishing in 8th. 00 Joe Bennett fought through some issues there as well. He looked like he had a chance to maybe pick up the race win here tonight, finishing in 9th. Same thing with that 79. We talked to him earlier here tonight, finishing inside, rounding out this top 10 for Dave Hoytsma.
Yeah, the number 60 of Brian Neff. It was fun to watch him race all night here. He'll finish 7 laps down after a late wreck. The 15 of Vincent Short. A lot of crowd members out there, a lot of fans out there pulling for the 15 tonight. He'll finish 9 laps down in 12th position. 13th will be taken by the 73 of Josh Kelleher out there in that Fred Flintstone machine. The 84 of Josh Bittner. Rough night for Josh in the TrackDogsRacing.com machine, but definitely check out his website so you can pick up some cool merchandise. They're one of our sponsors, so we sure appreciate Josh and all the guys over there at TrackDogsRacing.com. 728 of Pope. He tried to fight his way back after a wreck and did a pretty good job there, but eventually got bit by another incident, so he'll finish in 15th. 16th will be Thomas Welch. Same kind of deal. Curse the broadcast deal again, and he'll finish in 16th place. 17th of Larry Dickerson. Man, what a rough night for Larry. It seems like he got about 12 EOLs, man, but still able to finish in the top 20. Great job there by the 69 of just staying alive and trying to get some attrition positions as well. The 99 of John the Boss Ross finishing in 18th place. 19th place will be Chris Klein in the 13 machine. 97 of Toby Blakesley. Man, one of the guys that he was riding so close to that wall so much tonight. He scraped a lot of paint off the right side of that car, but able to finish right here. Your last car in the top 20.
70 Robert Amaral, 21st. 315 Zach Billett, connection / wheel issue there. And up 22nd, 72 Carson Conway, 23rd. 110 Richard Gray. He didn't finish last. Oldest driver in iRacing, 24th. 23 Mark Collins ended up 25th. 63 of Dave Holmberg, 26th. 43 Cody Bickler, 27th. The number 1 Derek Welch, bogus man, 28th. And the 88 Alex Brott rounds it out.
And that is your field here from Phoenix. We thank you all for sticking with us here. This has been a night, and we thank you all for that great support. As we do this because of you guys. We wouldn't be doing it if we didn't have the great fans like you out there. So thank you guys so much. And just a reminder to hit that subscribe and that notification bell, so you get alerted when we go live 5 nights a week here, and you don't want to miss any of this great racing action that we have. As well as a big thank you to the great sponsors of JP Designs and Prince. Jumping on board here, primary sponsor, Davidson Builders up there in northern New Jersey. Thank you guys for your great sponsorship support, as well as Admin Box as well, jumping on board for some great sponsorship help. These leagues, man, they couldn't run it without any of y'all. And we even got more sponsors. We got SimGearCentral.com jumping on board. Same thing, TrackDogsRacing.com. And as well as Track Bar Media, all part of this great community. And we cannot forget about the Action Replay sponsor that, well, they got the airtime here tonight, and that's Country Through the Ages. Be sure to go check out their website and over there on Facebook, as support from sponsorships like this, man, they really help these leagues kind of get through the tough times and get things rolling here. So as always, these leagues couldn't run it without you. So thank you guys so much for that great support. So on that note, we'll see you guys here again on Friday night with some Xfinity plate track race in action. And boy, oh boy, we cannot wait to see these guys come on back and run, dang near 200 miles an hour in a close pack. So until then, though, I'm Alan Brown for Alan English and Adam Turner. Dodge all those tornadoes, y'all, and stay safe and have a good one.
Oh yeah, we gone.
See ya.